All right. Welcome to ABL Live. My name is Anthony Brian Logan. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you. We got a lot of things on deck for the night for sure. 100%. And thank you all for joining. If you're watching on the stream as it's live or on the replay, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. Time Magazine, the top 100 people of 2019. I'm not really sure how they make these lists up, but hey, we're here. We're talking about it. Cher says, not in my backyard as it relates to the so-called undocumented migrants coming to her community. I guess she says it's okay to have them come into the country, but not necessarily to where she lives. There's too many homeless here already. We can't take it. Maybe you just don't want them to come there. Also, an African man was attacked because of his MAGA hat. Now, this it gets weirder and weirder every day as I'm sitting here. You know, Jussie Smollett hires two African guys to beat him up, to stage a fake hate crime. Meanwhile, a real hate crime happens to an actual African from African Americans. It's really weird, but we'll get to that. Also, Spelman College. Well, Spelman and also Morehouse College. Morehouse is an all-male college now accepting so-called trans men into the college. What's going on with that? We can talk about Notre Dame burning. Is that a symbol of something else happening in Western society, Western culture? We'll talk about all those things happening in just a moment. And thank you all again for being here. I most certainly appreciate you for joining me on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And that is my cue to go ahead and get it rolling. Thank you all again. All right. Yeah, I streamed a little bit earlier by mistake, but I'm glad y'all here right now. Hey, the wall is going up right now. It's been happening, really. What people don't really say a lot of times in these situations is that there's already a wall. There's already a wall that exists. Okay, it's already there, but it's just incomplete. You know, you got walls on certain cities. Sometimes the wall isn't really that good. You got a quote unquote fence. So the wall is there. It just needs to be completed and fortified. That's all. So all we're doing right now is just improving it. Call it an infrastructure upgrade. How about that? You know, Democrats always talk about infrastructure this, infrastructure that. Well, okay, here's some infrastructure. Let's finish the wall. That makes a lot of sense to me. You know, I know it ain't just me either because, you know, this is a real thing that needs to happen. And shout out to everybody that's here. Please like the button. I really appreciate you. Shout out to my man Sushi. Thank you. Thank you to Rhonda Clark, D. Dixon, Farrell Inferno, TJ Wilson. All right. I streamed a little bit earlier, so it might be kind of weird getting your notifications, but I'm going to get it out to everybody as soon as I can. Yeah, I was trying to test out YouTube's new system. What they have is kind of weird. They have this system where well, it's a new back end. It's kind of hard to explain if you're not really into YouTube like that. Like if you're not making videos and stuff, there's a back end system that you have to stream, and they have a new one, but you can switch back to the original one. Like the new one is still kind of in beta, and I'm not really familiar with it all the way, so I was trying to test it earlier. So, yeah. But I think once I get the hang of the new way they're trying to do it, it'll be better. That's what I'm thinking, but who knows? But shout out to everybody here. Please give the video a like, a thumbs up. Javier Leonard, you in Birmingham. He says Brandon Tatum was labeled a white supremacist here in Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah, I heard that he was escorted off the campus. I saw a video that he did where he said that. It's pretty crazy. He had on a MAGA hat, and some people didn't like that too much. Now, Beta. Shout out to my man, Justin Lee Peterson. 100%. Yeah, I saw him do an interview recently, and he called the guy Beta. I ain't going to say who it was, but y'all probably saw it. Yeah, so let me get this out to a few people, and please share this whatever you can. I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. It means a lot. All right. Let me see here. I got that on Facebook. Now let's get it on Twitter. All righty, let's do that. Boom. Good money. So the Time Magazine Top 100, did you guys see that? You have Christine Blasi Ford. First of all, what are these lists for anyway? I think the reason why I did the list, the reason why I did the video is because a lot of these lists get a lot of attention. And if you're searching for that on YouTube, I want you to find my video to get my point of view. So it's not just one-sided. That's what they do. They put out these lists, they get a lot of attention, and then people that are searching for stuff related to it usually only find one particular kind of voice. They don't really find a variety of voices. So I want my voice to be out there as well when people are trying to find information about that particular thing. But why would you put a person like Christine Blasey Ford? How is she influential? She was around for not even the full 15 minutes, more like 5.5. And that's being generous, probably about 3.5 for real. And as soon as she appeared, she vanished with a bag of money. And this whole thing about sexual assault, all this, that, and the third, she dropped that whole case, just totally stopped pursuing it and vanished. Now, that does not appear to be a sexual assault victim to me. The story had all kind of holes in it. Her friends didn't even back up her story. Brett Kavanaugh had evidence that he was not even around the vicinity of the particular place. It was so false, so patently false. She should get locked up for defamation. Like that should be some kind of criminal offense. I know that if you were to bring her to court on defamation or libel, it may just be a civil matter. You know, it'd be a lawsuit, pay some money. But something like that, where you really are putting this man in danger, you might need to go to the penitentiary for that, for sure. Filing a false rape claim, you know, especially if you go to the whole police report route. Now, she didn't go that route. That's pretty interesting. If it was a sexual assault or something like that, why was there no police report filed? Wouldn't that have made sense? I don't know, but I digress. Yeah, definitely. It definitely bait. 100%. All right. But we're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you all for joining yet again. All right. What else we got? The African who was attacked over the MAGA hat. Now, that was crazy. This happened in, was it Gaithersburg, Maryland, or somewhere in Maryland to the north of D.C., not quite Bowie, but not quite Silver Spring or nothing like that. He's minding his own business, walking in his neighborhood, just hanging out. He goes back to his complex, and then all of a sudden he's greeted by 2 black gentlemen, maybe 1 Hispanic gentleman, and they're saying, "Hey, what's up with that MAGA hat? Take that off, all this, that, and the third." And then they want to beat him up. And it was weak too, because he was trying to walk past them, and then they punched him in the back. So it's like, all right, you gonna punch the man in the back? Why? What's really going on? JB says, you just got done driving through hometown. The mountains ain't no joke. Yeah, West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia mountains are crazy. And also here in Chattanooga, Mount Eagle, all that. But yeah, it's rough. Like going down 81 or up 81. If you go up 81, like over the After Mountain, like close to, what's that? Going toward Charlottesville, if you go up 81, then 64. But going up 81 through Waynesboro, if I'm not mistaken. That's right there on 81. Yeah, it's rough. Outer Banks, North Carolina. Shout out to Outer Banks, OBX. All righty. You know, I kind of miss Virginia a little bit when I see OBX written, because I remember them stickers on the people's cars. It'd be like the little oval with OBX on it. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. You know, I do it for y'all. You know, I couldn't do what I do right now without y'all. Most certainly appreciate it. Oh, and also, we have a few topics. If you're just now coming in, please give me a like. You have a male college with transgender students. So how does that work? How do you have a male school with women? Because let's be clear, if you're transgender, you're still a woman at the end of the day. That's what it says in birth certificate. It says woman. Well, they're trying to change that now. Now you can just put an X. You know, like the genitalia is irrelevant. It don't matter if you have a womb, ovaries, something like that. They got a thing now called a female penis. I think that was in a Time magazine piece. There were a lot of quote unquote transgender people in the piece, and they're talking about if you're a woman and you have a penis, that means it's a female penis. I mean, it's crazy how the left talks about the right denying science, not wanting to hear anything about science, but they totally ignore basic biology. Male, female, genitalia. I mean, since when did a woman have male genitalia? What do we like? Science does not exist in their world when they don't want it to. And then they're talking about climate change as if, saying that carbon heats up the atmosphere. Therefore, we got to tax everything in the USA, not India and China, where all the carbon is coming from. They say that is science. It makes zero sense. Even if you did believe in that particular thing, why are we focused on the United States? We are dropping the bucket as it relates to carbon emission and pollution in general, for that matter. Go overseas and see what they're doing. I think like 95% of the world's plastics comes from 10 rivers. 2 are in China, 2 are in India, and 2 are in Africa, 2 are in India, and 6 are from China. So, I mean, why focus on us? That's not science. Yeah, exactly, Michelle A. The goalpost movement is exhausting, 100%. Hey, thank you, TJ Wilson. I appreciate you. I'm glad I'm able to help you in your life. That means a lot to me that I'm able to actually, make a difference for sure. Yeah, see, Snoop, what happened was I just made a mistake earlier. I was trying to test something because of YouTube's new stuff they got going on, and it kind of messed me up. So that was actually a mistake. I didn't mean to stream at that particular point, but I'm streaming now. If you see me streaming at a weird time, it's usually something going on. I may stream tomorrow because they're having what's my man's name? William Barr is going to have a press conference about the Mueller report. So I may stream at like 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm reading into it tonight to see if I'm gonna do it or not. And I'll be up early. I'll be up at like 7:30 a.m. anyway, and I'm gonna read into it. If I'll do it, I may schedule it at like 8 or 8:30. So you'll see like an hour and a half before it comes out. Tiffany Lamar says, have I read the United States, Mexico, and Canada trade deal? No, I've not read that. I'm not really sure where they get it or how long it is. To be honest with you, I probably couldn't read it if it was a very long document. I just don't have the time. So shout out to all the good lawyers out there that are able to read it. And then some of these things, they write them in very obscure language, and they do that intentionally. I guess they call that lawyer speak. It'd be in the morning. I think what I say, PM is AM, not 9:30 a.m. So if the press conference happened, it'd be at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, Cher's kind of all over the place because after I gave her a lot of praise for supporting Trump and that whole situation, she then came out and said something against him. It was kind of weird. Shout out to Intelligent Man 302. Thank you for joining. CNBC ratings are so low, crazy that the top brass does not make changes. I mean, what can they do? There's nothing they can't do. See, the thing about it is CNBC is in the same boat as the Democratic Party in general. What are you really going to do? If you decide to switch course and become more conservative with your messaging, then you're going to lose who you built up already. You're going to lose their audience you already built up. The liberal people, you're going to lose them. And if you try to switch to conservative, you're not going to be able to, first of all, the staff ain't there to switch to that. The staff that you have on deck, the people that work behind the scenes, in front of the camera, they're all going to be pretty much the same way. They're all going to be pretty much liberal. So you got to change the whole staff, change the on-air people that you already done built up. Then you got to try to attract a different audience, which is not going to be difficult. It won't be that hard. It won't be that easy, because you've already built your reputation on being a liberal place. How are you now going to say we're conservative or we're kind of like center right? You're not really going to be able to do it. It's just like Fox News. If Fox News decided yesterday or today or whenever to come out and say we're more liberal now, how are you really going to gain a lot of people? You're going to lose more than you gain. Now, granted, they have taken kind of a liberal stance a little bit on certain things, but not to the point where it's extremely noticeable. If CNBC is to improve your ratings, they got to make a drastic change. But they can't because that's going to kill off some of their existing audience, basically is what I'm saying. Now, is Cher, I didn't know Cher, is Cher native? I don't know exactly what's going on with her. I just thought that she was just real tall and slim. But I don't know anything about her being native. I thought she was like, regular white woman. Oh, Armenian. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I knew it was something a little different, but I didn't think, native really. Shout out to Ernie A. Thank you for joining. But yeah, I mean, who would you guys put into your top 100 or even top 10, top 5 list of influential people of 2019 so far? Maybe even like, mid 2018, from like mid 2018 and 2019. I was surprised that Trump was in the actual list on Time Magazine, but I also thought that they should have had Vladimir Putin. I mean, they had Xi Jinping, they had the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I'm not really sure why Pakistan and not India, but that's a different story. Maybe it's the whole thing about Muslim. It's all kind of identity in there. That's what it's all about, really. Now, is there does Warren have a book? Pocahontas, does she have a book? And in that book, she's talking about how she's Native American. I mean, that was her whole thing for a very long time, for so many years, that she's Native. So, I mean, is that what she's going to pretty much... I don't understand why she's trying to run, because that's a big elephant in the room right there. The fact that she was pretending to be Native for a long time. How are you now going to say that I'm trying to become the president? That's going to be a question that's asked of you everywhere you go. She has no chance. Nobody has a chance that's really running to win, obviously. But anybody that's running who has a chance of actually getting a nomination, they're talking about Pete Buttigieg. The guy, what's his name? Beto O'Rourke has kind of lost his luster because he's a standard heterosexual white male. So that's not really exciting enough. You're not Hispanic, you're not disabled, you're not LGBT. But here we got Pete Buttigieg, and he's openly gay, kissing his husband in the mouth, all on tour. First of all, that's not necessary. Heterosexuals don't do all that kind of PDA. You really don't see even Barack and Michelle doing all that kissing and, you know what I mean? Not even them. So why am I seeing Pete Buttigieg and his bae on stage tonguing? I don't want to see that. Sorry. I don't care if you're gay, that's your business, but I mean, let's keep it PG-13. Let's keep it PG, actually. You got babies watching. If I had children, I would not want them to see two men on TV kissing. That's a whole lot of questions that are being asked. Daddy, what are you doing? Son, don't look. Don't look. They got something wrong. I don't know what's going on, but don't look at that, please. Yeah. Oh, Michelle A. She can't show her husband because he's a white male. You can't show the white guy off because her whole thing is being a strong black woman. So that's going to really hurt her. I'm not sure if she has children or not, but you as Kamala Harris are not really black. Your race is in question as it is, Kamala Harris. And then on top of that, you got this white male that you married to. How did the kids look? Your whole thing is about being a black woman and being strong, being from Oakland. That's going to be crushed when your white family comes in and greets you. That's going to kill your whole campaign. I've seen Kamala Harris holding hands with Jesse Jackson on campaign, but I've never seen her husband at all on the campaign with her. Why is that? Now, maybe it's because I'm not really watching the campaign for Kamala Harris that closely. I see her occasionally on clips on the internet and television, and I read a little bit about her and some of the stuff I read, but I never see the husband anywhere near her. Is that a campaign strategy? It looks like it. Shout out to He-Man for the donation, who says, I think Cher was visited by the ghost of Sonny Bono, told her, I got you, babe, and red pilled her. Hey, that'd be good if that's what happened, for sure. Shout out to He-Man for the donation. Yeah, Cher does that every now and again. She'll drop some red pill stuff and then revert right back. It's like she's attempting to escape the Hollywood trap of being everything liberal and virtue signaling, but they just won't let her. She'll put something out there, then she'll get a little slap on the wrist or something and then retract it. because she kind of went back on what she said. She didn't really go back on it. She just kind of attacked Trump immediately after that first tweet. It was weird, but it is what it is. And thank you all for joining. Please give me a like. We'll get to the calls in just a few minutes. I just want to let everybody get enough time to come on in and enjoy the show. Thank you, Mike from Queens, who says a church fire is very suspicious. Yes, it is suspicious. You know, I was going to do a video about that, but I don't really have enough to, make assertions. A CM says ABL just during the official presidential announcement that hubby was there. Hey, well, that's one of the first times that man is a straight ghost who decided to reveal himself. That man is ghost dad like Bill Cosby was back in the day, but that's a different story. But to get back to what Mike from Queens said, there was like over 800 church vandalizations in France. I'm not really sure over what period of time that was. Maybe it was over a year. I don't really know that, but it was a lot of church vandalizations and or fires. So, I mean, what's really going on? How did the fire start? Now, I've read from some reporters that a worker said that the fire was intentionally set. Now, who set the fire is the question. If the worker knows the fire was intentionally set, then how was it set? They'll be able to find out soon enough once they go in and do an investigation to figure out if it's arson or not. They're going to find any kind of accelerants. My dad was a firefighter, so this is what I know a little bit from what he would tell me. They're going to try to find accelerants. They're going to try to find how the fire traveled. It probably was intentional, and it probably started, either it was intentional or if it's not intentional, I don't know how it was started. Like, why would a fire randomly start right there in that particular location? Just randomly. Was it a lightning strike? I mean, what happened? If it was a lightning strike, it probably would have started from the top rather than the base. But then again, it probably could have started from the base because lightning comes from the ground up, but that's a different story. So I don't really know what's going on with the whole situation. They're going to figure it out, though. As soon as they do an investigation to figure out if there's any kind of accelerants, what's going on. Hey, that'd be good, Will Redding, if I could get on any kind of list, any kind of positive list, not just a random list, but a positive list. Smooches says something interesting here. They say FEMA camps are for the illegals. They were trying to make it for us if we stayed in the UN. Ha ha, Fuja, burn. Hey, that's definitely possible. You know, how do y'all feel about Trump saying that we're going to stash the illegals into sanctuary cities? Now, I feel bad if you live in a sanctuary city, of course, because I don't want you to get hurt by these illegals. But I think that people that are inviting these people into sanctuary cities who live there that say, come one, come all, may change their tune when they see them coming on this big caravan straight to their backyard. Okay, Nancy Pelosi probably does not want that. Cher does not want that. A lot of these celebrities are big time NIMBYs on the low. They don't even want a homeless shelter in their backyard in San Francisco. You think they want thousands upon thousands of people that speak no English, no life skills, diseases. That's a big thing coming across the southern border. People got Chagas, tuberculosis, all kind of diseases that at one point were eradicated in the first world. But when you bring in second world and third world people to the first world, you're going to get some of these things. Cholera. Okay, there was a cholera outbreak in Haiti, killed like 10,000 people. I think the cholera outbreak killed as many or more than the earthquake did. Don't quote me on that, but it killed a lot of people. After the earthquake was over, when the UN came, you had Nepalese guys that were in the UN building, and they had a septic tank that was too close to the river. The septic tank broke, and the water, the sewage got into the river. It was raw and untreated. And these guys had cholera in their stool. So you had a lot of Haitians that were drinking from that river, bathing in the river, and here we are with an outbreak. The same thing can happen here. Maybe not to the extent of Haiti, obviously, because the infrastructure for medical just ain't there. But I don't want measles. I don't want, and the thing about measles, a lot of us have vaccinations, but the problem is people that are unvaccinated come in contact with those that cannot get vaccinated for whatever the reason may be. Usually it's because they're too young or, you got an anti-vaxxer. And I think it was a flight attendant that is on life support right now because of the measles. if you're an anti-vaxxer, that's fine, but you got to bounce out of the community. Like the Amish, they pretty much say to themselves, the super Orthodox Jews, I'm not really sure how they do it, but they should not be among the general population if they don't want to get vaccinated, because you're posing the risk to others. It's not even about you. You could do what you want to yourself. If you want to catch the measles and have your brain swell up, potentially, that's your business. Do whatever you want, but don't be around me or people I care about if that's what you were involved with. That's kind of a simple thing. This is a good one here. Louis says, there is no first world. Europe is the old world. The entire Western Hemisphere is a new world, and everywhere else is a third world. That's a good point. That's definitely a good point. But Western Hemisphere, I don't know about that, because, I mean, you can see it that way. But I don't know if you would lump in a country like Haiti or Venezuela with the United States. Or Mexico, really. Haiti is still paying debt to France after 2 years, 2 centuries of independence. Hey, man, if they're still paying debt, then they're not independent, are they? They're not. If they're still paying debt to the colonial masters, they're not independent. Some people say that Haiti had its revolution that was successful. Was it really successful? If it was successful, then why did Haiti go from the pearl of the Caribbean Sea to a third world, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere? Just think about that for a moment. Germany is still paying reparations to Greece, but they're not in the condition that Haiti is in. But I'm going to go down that road, so I'm going to digress. And it might not even be true. I don't even know, Daryl. It could be true. Let's just say it is. Haiti is not the only country that's paying any kind of debt. Every country on earth has debt. The United States has debt. China has debt. Russia has debt. France, Italy, Germany, UK, everywhere has debt. There's no country on earth that does not have debt. So, debt is not an excuse to be living like that. It is what it is. Shout out to the Haitians, though. It's no knock on Haitian people, but the country is just not doing well. That's why they come here. It's simple. That's why my man from Togo came here. I'm sure he has a better life in the United States, wherever he lives at, than he did in Togo. Okay, that's just a simple fact. That's why he has on his MAGA hat, because he understands how great this country is, and he wants a great country to become better. If you come to the United States from Togo, all right, from bad conditions, why would you root for your country that you're in now to fail? You want it to do well, wouldn't you? That would be kind of a logical thing. You wouldn't want to come to a country and have it do poorly, which is kind of confusing. While these celebrities, they say, "Oh, we're going to Canada." All right, well, go ahead and bounce then. But they never leave. They must like living here in the States. They must like the amenities they have, the freedoms they have in the States. Unlike other places where you can't just say whatever you want, do whatever you want. Ain't no Bill of Rights, ain't no Constitution. This is a great country. So shout out to the United States. Well, Haiti was poor long before the Clintons. But the Clintons, all they did was just loot the remaining. All they did was just loot an already poor country. It's like robbing a homeless man. That's what the Clintons did was rob a homeless man. It's like, come on. He's already down on his luck. You want to rob him? You want to take his last $5? Really? You want to do that? That's why I was so despicable, because they were already in a bad state. And then they just, I think that might have been after the earthquake even. So you already in a devastated state because of the earthquake. Thousands of people dead, infrastructure gone. The little bit that was there in Port-au-Prince is gone. Then you want to come in afterwards and rob them some more in the name of charity. Not only the Clintons, but Red Cross as well. But that's a different story. And also the UN, but that's a different story too. All right, but let's go ahead and get to the calls. If you guys want to call in, you know the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. And thank you all for being here. Most certainly appreciate you. Please give me a thumbs up if you're liking what you're hearing so far. And if you're not subscribed, please do so already. F. Google says, I think Clinton's brother got gold rights in Haiti. Yes. Tony Rodham got a fake gold mine and it was a scam. Basically, he took some money from Haiti, which was already a poor place. It was a crazy situation. Yeah, it's a lot of corruption in Haiti. Haiti is really like a West African country, essentially, and it's a lot of corruption all over Africa. Nigeria, Ghana, it's corruption. It shouldn't be like that because Nigeria has plenty of oil. They have so much, but the corruption just it's astounding. They should be on a level of Saudi Arabia, Turkey, or something. Not quite first world, but not like the way they are. Not having people outside pot belly, $2 a day. It shouldn't be like that because of the oil. The location, it just shouldn't be that way. But the corruption, the lack of infrastructure, the brain drain, people are leaving Nigeria that could help it grow. But that's a different story. I may do a video about that. But let me get into the calls, see what's on you guys' minds. All right, let's see if Skype acts right. Hold on, let me just pause my desktop audio so that doesn't make a weird sound when it starts. All right, let's do this. Audio, video. Let me see. Okay, hold on one second here. I'm gonna just get this volume down. And here we are. Mike from Queens, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Not too bad. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I tell you, like I sent you that super chat there, that church fire seems very suspicious, being that, Easter is on Sunday, Holy Thursday is tomorrow, Good Friday is obviously Friday. And just the amount of churches that have been desecrated and vandalized.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
It only points towards one people, the religion of peace.
Yeah, man, that's definitely what it points towards. People. Now, I saw somebody on Fox News try to say that it was a French official, and then they were cut off by Shep Smith because the person was saying, "Hey, we've had a lot of church vandalisms, and we guys kind of point to where this looks like it's heading. Let's just talk about it. Let's not beat around the bush and act like it might not be that. It's looking like that's what it was, because if it was arson, who would do that to Notre Dame and why? So that's definitely pointing in that direction."
Exactly. And I sent you a video. I tweeted you a video, and I don't know if you got a chance to see it before the YouTube took it down. It was about a 9-second clip. You see the church on fire in the background, and these Muslims are screaming, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar." There was also, I saw they have a 2-minute video on Twitter. Now, I don't know if Twitter pulled the video down. They probably did as well, being that most of those big tech firms are usually in bed with each other.
Well, yeah, I did not see that video, but I wouldn't be surprised. And YouTube, they try to crack down on stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on with that whole situation. I need to look into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually a real video of the whole situation, and then it was censored. But I need to look into it before I say one way or the other what happened.
And I also saw something too from 2016, from September of 16. There was I think an article in the Daily Mail about these Muslim women that were trying to unleash these canisters with something. And I believe one of them just recently was convicted, again, by the Cathedral at Notre Dame.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, that's where you have to go on the internet and look, because, you can never get this stuff from the mainstream media. It's only the conservative, pundits that are pointing this stuff out. Michael Savage did a big show the last couple of days about the churches. He's got stuff on his website. I'm a big fan of his show anyway. I don't know about any of the other ones, but I know Ben Shapiro was kind of distasteful with a couple of his tweets I heard. But it's a threat.
Yeah, it's a serious problem that really shouldn't be ignored, because when you ignore these problems, they tend to fester. they don't really improve just by, ignoring them. You need to address it head on for sure.
And it's and you know what? And it just seems to me that a lot of people have forgotten about 9/11. You got people you got this maniac Ilhan Omar over there making comments. Oh, it was somebody who did something. If you don't call it out for what it is, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was really crazy. And then people tried to defend her, talking about, well, she didn't have the words to express it. Well, she had the words to express the tragedy that happened in New Zealand. It was awful. It was a nightmare. Okay, use those same words for 9/11. How about that? Why is that so hard to do? You can use the words for a tragedy. You used it before. Why not use it again? She's trying to downplay it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Dan Crenshaw probably had the best response on Twitter to her. He was very articulate with his response, and and then they dogpiled on him. Oh, racist or whatever. They always pull the race card out of the wallet anytime they're defeated on their talking points.
That's right.
So, all right, Anthony, let me get going, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
You got it. Take care.
All right, now. Thank you to Mike from Queens for the call. Very good point there. They could have easily said, hey, this was a tragedy. This was tragic, all this and that. But she didn't say that. It was all about just trying to say, well, it was really just trying to cape for Islam, to protect them and not to say anything that would upset anyone. That was the main thing. That was the main purpose. But let me get to the next call here. 617, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's Evan from Boston.
All right, what's going on?
Man, I saw that interview. This is unrelated. I saw that interview that you have with Destiny.
Okay.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Well, for the MAGA Hat guy, I think the African guy that was on Fox News, yeah, that's stupid. I don't think that's, I don't tolerate any kind of violence towards anybody, and that's unacceptable. But you always refer the action as a few, because a few people that the liberals are intolerant. The action of a few, because a few decided to attack him, where most people that wear MAGA hat don't get attacked. I'm pretty sure if you have people with MAGA hat all over the place, they don't get attacked. So that's not like people get attacked because of that. Maybe they might look at you weird, but they don't really attack.
Well, no, I never said that everybody with a MAGA hat on gets attacked. Like I said, I never been attacked. I never had any problems like that. So I'm not gonna say everybody, but I will say that anytime you see somebody getting attacked because of a political opinion, I've always seen it be liberal on conservative. It's very rare that it's the other way around. It's usually liberal on conservative. And when the MAGA hat is involved, it's always a liberal attacking a conservative. Always.
No, because they've been all the way around too. They've been
okay. Tell me the last time. Tell me one time you seen a person with a MAGA hat on attack a liberal. Just one time.
No. But I'm saying I've seen people attack all the way around. And
no. But my statement was very clear. Anytime you see a person with a MAGA hat on, and it's involved with some kind of attack, it's always them being the victim and the person on the other side being a liberal.
That's true. But that doesn't mean that all liberals do that, and all conservatives do that.
I ain't making that
because
statement.
We have conservative and all these things like you think that because I'm a conservative, people hate me. We have conservative before, Michael Steele, Colin Powell. They never call him any names. They've been conservative for a long time. This guy decided to leave the party or stay under the ground for now because of Trump. Because the thing that he says. He's a bully. How could you agree with somebody like that? If you, as an intellectual, I'm not going to agree with somebody like that, even regardless if I'm a Republican.
I don't understand what you're saying. Like, who left because of Trump?
Michael Steele. You know who Michael Steele is?
Yeah, I know who that is. He used to be the head of the RNC.
Well, he's what I'm saying. He's not supporting Trump. He's not talking. He's not saying anything.
Did he come out and say that he does not want to be part of the Republican Party because of Trump? Did he say that?
Well, yes, he did say that.
He did say it?
He did say it. He said, as long as the President of the United States doesn't behave and is presidential, I'm not going to support. He's saying doesn't support the Republican Party, but it's not going to support the previous person in office.
Okay, so he didn't leave the party. He's just not supporting Trump.
No,
Okay.
no. That's what I'm saying. He's staying he's laying low. It's not saying anything.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. He didn't say that he was not leaving the party or not supporting the party. He said he's not supporting the president. It's two different things. But go ahead.
Yeah, but why you will support this president? I mean, I just won't. If I'm a long-term Republican and see somebody behaving like that, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm gone. I will be gone.
That's you, but everybody has their own opinion, and that's fine.
That's
what makes America great, because we're all different.
This is not about opinion. This is about character. I mean, how can
that's
you
your
support
opinion
that
about his character.
But if somebody behaves like that, with keeping using people's names and
see, you're repeating yourself right now. See, that's your opinion about his character. You could feel if your feelings are hurt, if your feelings are damaged by what he says. I understand. I feel you. I'm right there with you. I'll be your emotional support. You can be my shoulder to cry on or whatever. That's fine. But I don't feel the same way you feel. I think that it's not really that big of a deal. I've heard much worse. It's not really no big problem to me.
Where's much worse? Tell me one person that you heard much worse. Tell me.
Oh, John McCain.
No, don't go like a 1930, because of course.
John McCain. I said John McCain. Now he's passed away.
John McCain said that was that terrible.
Oh, talking about the Iranians are monkeys. You didn't see that?
He didn't say the Iranians are monkeys.
Yes, he did.
He said bomb, Iran.
No. On Twitter, he said the Iranians are monkeys in the joke. He said that. Look it up.
You
want to bet? You want to bet cash?
Yeah, but McCain was not a president. And if he says that,
he was trying to be the president. What you talking about?
He
was running for president. What you mean?
He was running for president, but he never became the president.
Okay, how about Slick Willie talking about getting some action in the Oval Office on his wife, cheating on his wife in the Oval Office, and then Hillary Clinton came out talking about bimbo eruptions and trying to get attention. She's a failed cabaret singer.
That was his wife. That wasn't Bill Clinton. Wasn't Bill Clinton.
But Slick Willie. Wait. Hold on. Let's not skip past Slick Willie. Now Slick Willie was getting some action in the Oval Office. And he got impeached. Did Trump get impeached yet?
He didn't. Yeah, so we got the process, but he didn't get impeached. So
no, that's what the process is. See, you don't even know what you're talking about. The process is called impeachment. He got impeached. He didn't get removed from office.
But
he got impeached.
So you're gonna tell me all the name calling that Trump is doing? For example, I went to a basketball game. Let me give you an example. I went to a basketball game. It was in an area that most white people live in Boston. It was called this town is Newton. So there were kids playing with some Latinos, and some blacks that come from the city. They went, and I'm watching this basketball game because one friend, his kid was playing. You know what the white kids were chanting?
What were they saying?
Build a wall, build a wall, Where they get that from?
Hey, they get it from Trump. Build a wall.
Do you accept this behavior to be from a leader? Because everybody was the leader, especially the leader of the United States. Whatever the president of the United States says, people listen from the.
Okay, now what's the problem though? So you
don't see it.
So hold
on.
So you said that they were playing basketball or something?
Yeah, they're playing basketball. Yeah.
Now I played basketball before. I've heard much worse than that on the basketball court.
Well,
much worse than that. Come on, man.
This is the problem.
And how old were the kids?
They were like 15, 16 years old kids.
15, come on, man. Be for real. When I was 16, I would play basketball every. I'm gonna answer your question. You talk long enough. Now, when I was 15, 16, I was playing basketball every day. You had guys out there fighting. I seen guys get shot. You're talking about build the wall. Like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Your feelings are hurt. You got soft feelings. My feelings ain't built like that. So build the wall is not like the person ever heard in the basketball court.
It's okay for the president. It's okay for the president of the United States to be saying this type of thing, calling immigrants, whatever they're illegal, animals. These are no people. These are animals.
No,
do you accept
he's talking about MS-13, the gangs, the gang members.
No, he wasn't. He say these people that come in, they are animals.
He was talking about. Sir,
how do you know?
Sir,
how
relax.
Do you know? How do you know 100,000 people that come in? How do you know which one?
Sir, relax. Sir, he was in context. He was talking about MS-13, the gang members as animals.
He didn't say the MS-13.
In context, sir. Do you know what context in
Why
context
you
means?
defending? Why you defend him?
Answer the
his
question.
Bad behavior. That's the problem.
Sir?
I have. Why?
Sir?
I know you make.
Sir, you gotta like these calls are funny and everything, but you gotta just be quiet when I start talking. I can't hear you right now if you are talking, so just go ahead and stop talking and answer this question, and then I get to my next call. Damn, I forgot what the question was. Let's move on. Something else, because you got me messed up. I forgot what the question was. Oh, that's what I was saying. Do you know what in context means? Like if I'm talking about something and the general subject has been laid out there, talking about MS-13, that is a subject of the conversation. So I'm talking about these people are animals in context of the conversation. Do you understand how that works?
But it wasn't talking about MS-13. That's the point.
No. But my
my
question to you has not been answered. My question is, do you understand that concept of?
I understand the concept.
Okay,
if he's talking about
so you
MS-13,
understand it. So
but
since
it
you
wasn't
understand it, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Since you understand it, your homework today is this. I want you to go look up the conversation. We're talking about the animals, and then you'll see the whole thing was about MS-13. That's your homework for today. But thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. All right. And shout out to the caller, but that was enough for today. See, the thing about it is these gangs that come across the southern border, they're definitely animals. I didn't hear a story about people getting put into the canisters of acid, like just dumped into acid. I mean, that's definitely an animal right there. Okay. Let me see. All right, let's try to, excuse me. All right, caller, who am I speaking to?
This is Mantifa.
Is who now?
This is Mantifa.
All right, Mantifa.
I'm busy resisting.
Okay. Let's get a little less volume because you're kind of like screaming into the microphone right now. Get a little less volume.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really energetic. I apologize for that. I'm busy resisting.
You're busy resisting or word? Okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't want to show my face.
okay. So where are you resisting right now? Like what's your location?
Well, I'm going to the store to get some food, and it's capitalism, I know, but I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah, that's right. Food is capitalism for sure.
Yes, resist. I try to resist capitalism, so I don't buy shaving cream. I don't have much facial hair to begin with, so I don't need it that much. But
And
I have problems with the.
And you're also on the phone. You have the internet, so that's also capitalism right there too, huh?
No, I have a socialist phone.
You said what now?
It's a socialist phone. I got it from China.
Okay, a socialist phone. I got you. I'm with you.
Okay. All right, and everybody else is paying my bills.
Oh, word. Okay. So,
I heard you need. Go ahead, sir.
So how about them, the people that pay your bills? I mean, they're socialists. They're not socialists. They're capitalists because that's how they make money. So how do you feel about living off of them? It's like dirty money, ain't it? Because they get it through capitalism.
No, not really. They have jobs and stuff. So.
Okay.
I'm busy resisting. I'm resisting a job too.
Okay, no doubt.
So, I had problems with the group Antifa, so I had to break away from it. My vision was a little too extreme for them. They don't like the way I think, so I had to break away. I do believe that I wear all white and that kind of thing instead of black. I wear white.
Oh,
okay. They don't like that too much.
Oh, okay,
so,
all right.
It was weird because I was trying to do whiteout, and it just sounded funny. That's capitalist too.
Caller, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, it's kind of hard to understand you because you got your quality, your internet is like it's not really hitting on 2 cents, and you have your
That's what you get with socialism.
Yeah, that's the Obama phone right there. That's the Obama wireless right there.
Well, it's a flip phone, so it works. It flips. Hey, I heard you need a lawyer. You said you need a lawyer? Well, you're in luck because I'm also a lawyer.
I honestly can't really hear you right now. You got too much going on.
I'm a lawyer too. Who's this?
Okay. I know who you are, sir. I ain't even gonna blast you out there. I want you. You can troll tonight, and that's fine. But I know who you are. But I really can't hear you. So try to call back like on a landline because your phone is like it's really breaking up.
I love you. I love you. Who's this? Who's this?
Shout out to Kerplunk. That's who that was. Shout out to Kerplunk. You got to get your phone together, man, because the Obama wireless is not really holding up too well. So shout out to my man Kerplunk. 501, you know who I'm speaking to.
Hey, this is Blake from Arkansas.
All righty, what's going on?
Just mulling over some things. I don't know if you'd spoken about it yet this evening, but I caught Michelle Obama's comment about divorced dads and spending the weekend, and that's like being with Mr. Trump. And one of the things that I've always kind of thought about in my mind is kind of the leftist perspective, and that whole. Well, it was less than a minute clip, but it made me realize that kind of the leftist mindset and the idea of dependence is rooted a little bit further, and I would venture to say that probably most leftists come from broken homes. You know, just the way that she framed that and kind of hit home even with the crowd, like they clapped, and I thought to myself, they're coming at government and the relationship to government in a completely different way than probably most people from the right do. I guess they probably kind of look, I mean, people have said this before, look at government as their family, their security, their sense of grounding and reliance. You know what I mean? This is kind of sporadic the way I'm saying this, but there's a completely different concept from the right to the left as far as what government should be in our lives, what role they should fulfill, and what we look at them as and rely upon them for.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And that was it was a comment that it just kind of shows their particular mind state. It shows where they are, and you know how fathers are kind of like disposable. They don't really mean anything. Family is not really that important.
Right.
It reveals a lot. She said a lot by saying a very little bit of information that she put out there. So yeah, it was really weird to hear that. But at the same time, I'm not surprised at all. It confirms more about what I know about them, how they feel about family and the government and society.
And I mean, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy when you look at the way that government gets in the middle of not just family relationships, but relationships within the community, you know, where you would go down and help out your friend in need down the block at one point when maybe somebody lost their job or, you know, there was an illness in the family or your grandma's sick or whatever. It was always built around, even probably back as far as the 60s, you know, a sense of community and relationships to family and your friends and those around you, and even charities when it was needed. And government has stepped in and supplanted that, and now it's a relationship to like a debit card that gets filled, a check that gets mailed. You know, you don't have any responsibility to the government as far as these programs and free lawyers and grants and all this kind of stuff really goes. It's become cold and inhuman in a way, I suppose. And it's turned people, I would say with a leftist perspective, into something that a human that has a grounding in family doesn't even recognize, pardon me.
No, you're absolutely right. And that's part of the reason why when people ask me, how can you fix a lot of the issues that's going on right now in society, especially the black community, the crime rate, all that kind of stuff? I mean, eliminate the welfare state. You know, that's what's causing a lot of things to spiral out of control. There was a report written in the 1960s, I think it might have been the early 60s, by Daniel Patrick Moynihan, a liberal. And it was called the Moynihan Report. And in the report, he was talking about the crisis of the Negro family. At that particular point in time, the single-parent household rate in the black community was like 20 or 25%. He said that was a crisis. And for the white community, it was like 5% at that particular point in time, which was also kind of a problem because generally in American society, everybody was married before they had kids. That was just a normal thing. Fast forward to 2019, the black community is at a 76% single-parent household rate, and whites are at about 25% single-parent household rate.
I think it's higher than that.
Yeah, because it's no need for the man anymore. The government has now become the man. And it's easy to divorce. It's easy to just have children without thinking about having the man. I've seen specials on TV where these women will go get pregnant on purpose by themselves just to have the baby. They don't even really care. They're old, 40 years old, having the baby by themselves. It's no more need for the man. Is the family structure is totally screwed up. And until you get that back together, we're going to continue to have some of these same problems, which the Democrats kind of capitalize on because they are the party of big government, and big government at this point has become the father.
Well, you know, there's one thing, like, I didn't watch Bernie on Fox. I don't even have cable anymore when he did his town hall or whatever, but there's one thing that he harps on all the time, and it's always about wealth inequality. And the thing that I've never really heard anybody say is, okay, so you have a person and they get married and they have children, but they get divorced. Okay, so then you have to go get lawyers, and you have to split up assets, you have to sell houses, you know, maybe at a loss because you have to sell it quickly. Then you have two residents, whereas before you would only have one. Now you've got two sets of utility bills, two mortgages, you know, two rental payments, you know, two cars, multiple insurance policies. You don't get discounts. You know, you spend money on two sets of clothes, two sets of toys, two refrigerators, you know, all these kinds of things. It seems to me that the greater the rate of broken families within any community, not just black communities, not just Hispanic, not just white communities, everybody,
all around. Yes.
The greater the wealth disbursement, it just gets blown apart. I mean, you don't have people handing down homes and properties to their families anymore. Why? Because they're broken. There was never anything paid for. Nothing ever stayed together. There was no investment in the idea of the family and the property and the things that you could pass on. Not just that, but knowledge, heritage, you know, traditions, all that kind of stuff just gets blown apart completely.
100%. That's why I'm glad I have my family still pretty intact. Like, I got both of my parents, and, you know, I know a lot of my family members. I probably know about 100 family members. I can name aunts, uncles, cousins, third, fourth, fifth cousins. I know pretty much everybody in the family, but a lot of people don't have that because the family is seen as unimportant. So you're making a lot of great points here.
Like, somebody needs a roof on their house. You need your house roofed. Well, somebody that doesn't have family connections, they have to hire somebody, right?
Yeah.
They gotta pay a rate of $35 an hour plus 10% on materials and all that kind of stuff. Where if you got family connections, hey, call Uncle Joe and call Grandpa Bob and, you know, whatever. Everybody comes down, the labor's free. Maybe you get a good deal on shingles because somebody's in construction, and you have a picnic over the weekend, you tear off and you re-shingle, and you save 60% of what it would have cost, you know, and you just repay it down the line. You go over and you paint somebody's house, or you do somebody's hair for a month or a year, or what, you know, I mean, there's all sorts of value that gets lost and disintegrated in the relationships and the family connections and stuff that people don't ever even bring up on a national stage like that. Like with Bernie, he just keeps harping on it, and it's emotional manipulation is what it is, because people don't think critically when they're emotional, when they're in times of need, and when they're down and depressed. You know, like, it's so sick to see that happen and just get perpetuated over and over and over again, and it's growing, and it scares the crap out of me.
I agree with you 100%. Well, thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Take care, ABL.
All right, now. Great call. Family is extremely important. I didn't even look into that Michelle Obama thing deeper than what I saw it, but I may look into that a little bit deeper, may do a video. But yeah, I mean, that was a crazy comment. She was getting comments from the left and the right on that one. People didn't like that at all. People like that don't understand. You know, she does not understand the pulse of America. And that's part of the reason why Trump won, because Trump understands America. Even if he is a billionaire, he's like a regular person because he understands people. And you got to have that understanding of individuals to really relate to people. But let me get to my next call. 480, you're on the line. How am I speaking to you? Turn your speakers on the background for me, please.
All right, hold on 1 second, Anthony. I just wanted to call in and say, is this Anthony?
That's not me, but it is me. What's going on?
Not much, man. Hey, I just wanted to call and say I love your channel, man. I'm so glad to get on here and talk to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We love it. We're all sitting here eating dinner, Phoenix, Arizona, watching what you got going on there, man.
Well, thank you for that, man. Really appreciate you.
and we thought of, I'll keep this short and sweet like you do, man. I was just going to say we thought of an idea for a shirt, this, that, and the third. ABL t-shirts, man.
I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll do that, put it on out there so you guys can see it. And once I do, I'll let you guys know so you can go ahead and check it out.
Heck yeah, man. Cool. Thank you. That's all I got.
All right, man. Thank you for
Have
the
a good
call.
night.
Definitely. Appreciate you. All right, now. All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate it. Coming from Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix is a beautiful place. It's just extremely hot. I mean, super hot. Summertime when I went there, oh my goodness, you're talking about heat. Good Lord. You know, people say they don't like humidity. I'm a fan of humidity. When you don't have humidity, it's a weird situation. It's kind of difficult to even understand. But shout out to the caller. Let me get to my next call here. 312, you're in the line. I'm speaking to.
Hey, what's up? This Jay. I'm calling from Illinois.
All right, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm just calling in, trying to get my input about some things. And I was wondering, did you see what happened to Candace Owens when she went to the college campus in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I saw that. It was really crazy. I mean, somebody had some kind of app on their phone that was like a siren, or it was really weird, making a bunch of noise, screaming, hollering. And this is the tolerant left I keep hearing about. You know, it's kind of weird. You see, if it was me and you had a liberal person coming to my college campus, I wouldn't be trying to block their way. I would even go to it, hear what they had to say. You don't see people that are liberal get screamed at campus. You don't see the conservatives, and it's always the liberals that are doing it. So what's really going on?
Right. Yeah, and they get away with it, and they looked at as being morally right for that. And for the person who called about build the wall, why is that important to build the wall? That caller has absolutely no idea what illegal immigration does to the United States. And a lot of people don't. And some people do, but they just don't care because, you know, people just want to get handouts, so they'll do anything to get their little food stamp card or benefits every month. But for working class people, what it does, it takes away jobs. It floods our schools. It makes our children not learn because there's so many other children there, and so they don't have a lot of textbooks for everyone, especially the latest editions. I had to deal with that a lot going to school. It's just, not to mention, they bring in a whole bunch of drugs, violence, diseases, and all that stuff that the Democrats just don't care about. And build the wall, you know, it means that we need to protect our country from, you know, that's how it's always been. It's from the beginning of any civilization, you know, they would want to protect their borders from, you know, immigrants. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the left is trying to use that to gain power, to, you know, but they really don't care about those people either. They're just trying to get their vote. But for the caller who just, you know, he just need to realize that he's intruding on other people's lives. He's destroying other people's lives too. And they come over here illegally and they settle in black communities. I know half of black people, they don't care because, you know, the other half of we care, the other half, they don't, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just like they destroy. I know a lot of communities in California that have been completely black communities that has been completely wiped out. And with illegals, communities, illegal Mexicans, and nothing is being done. And black people it scares me that some black people are okay with that. And it's just frightening to know that, you know, these black Democrats do anything they don't care about their own people. As long as they keep their power, they don't care about the other black people, you know, like Maxine Waters and the rest of them, all those the so-called civil rights leaders. They fake. All of them are fake. You know, they're not real civil rights leaders. What they are just hustlers. They know how to game the system, you know, and they are watching their people slowly die. How can you do that? How can you watch your race slowly die? ABL, can you answer that?
I mean, people don't even really care once they get to a certain point, and once they have pretty much made up in their mind that they're all about just trying to get money, and a lot of them are, quite frankly, kind of incompetent. I mean, when you ask them simple questions, they can't really answer it. Sometimes they get into office as a favor, like Kamala Harris. sleeping around with the mayor of San Francisco, and then you get to a position. I mean, she's in the space where she probably shouldn't be because she's not there on merit. She's there on nepotism alone. And a lot of people that are in politics are there for that particular reason. So some of them just don't care, and some of them don't even understand what's going on. They're being told a certain thing and don't even look into what's happening. People like Nancy Pelosi should be out talking to people, and she don't even know what's going on, talking about, I didn't hear it. I don't even know what was said. They're totally just misinformed. They're uninformed, but they don't care because they're getting money, so they have no real need to learn anything. They can just continue to coast on through and do whatever they're being told by outside forces that have their own agendas in play.
And I just don't understand, especially from a black perspective. I can't talk for any other perspective because I'm black. So I don't want to speak for another race. I'm not trying to just be on black people, but I talk to a lot of black people. It seems like they're not bothered by it. I say, okay, so what are you going to do when you don't have a job to pay your rent? What, you going to rob the next black guy or the next black woman next to you? So basically, you're going to take your frustration out on the community and not on the real people. And that's what a lot of black people do in these they take their frustration out on their neighbors instead of taking it out on the correct people. And another thing I would like to touch on is the whole homophobia thing or whatever. How the way the left try to, especially the black celebrities like Snoop Dogg, try to use that to further separate black people, to keep black people divided and stuff like that, because I'm just going to say it like this. Other races don't treat their gay people like black people treat their gay people. In fact, you see a lot of gay people in higher positions than straight black men and straight black women. So I try to tell black people, just don't fall into that. I understand you're a Christian and you like whatever you like, but don't fall deep into that, homophobia, because it's just another tool to divide races. And the Democrats love to conquer. They conquer by division. And so, and black people, it's like they just don't get it. I mean, if like on the Pennsylvania campus, you could tell it's just, luckily it was two black guys there to protect her. It seemed like they was going to beat her down. And one of the black guys seemed like he was sweet, and the other one seemed like he was straight. But that's nice that they stuck by her and they listened to her. They gave her opportunity to talk, while everyone else, all the other the KKK, aka Antifa, which the same people who infiltrated the civil rights movement and took over the civil rights movement. And so I believe, and I want to end with this. Kanye West is absolutely right. We live in a day and age where I should not even use his name because I really don't want to involve him in nothing. But I understand when he said that racism nowadays is voluntarily, because the black Democrats is volunteering to be slaves in the modern day we live in. That's how I look at it. But I just want to just spit some lauders in the world and let people know how I feel about things, and let everybody know, vote for Trump, save our country. Don't let these foreigners take over, and these rich people that don't care, they just want power, they don't care about us. So vote for Trump, keep America strong, and ABL, you keep going, brother. I got your back.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. Great call.
All right. Have a good one.
Same to you.
All right.
All right. Fantastic call. Everything was summed up nice and smooth with a nice bow on top. A lot of great points that were made right there for sure. That divide and conquer thing is most certainly real, and you can't fall into that. That's what the Democrats like to do. Put you in little boxes and then divide you, conquer you. That's what they do. But shout out to the super chatters right quick. Thank you to F Google, who says, I love you, ABL. You handled that. That might have been for Ivan earlier. Shout out to you for the donation. Truth Teller 410, thank you for your donation, boss. He says, showing my brother in arms some love. Great show, ABL. Thank you for your support, your very kind words, and your donation. And thank you to Nathan Shield for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Please give the video a thumbs up if you're liking what you're hearing so far. If you are a first-time viewer or you're not subscribed or both, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe right now. There should be a red button beneath me that says subscribe. Click on that button right now to go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you did. But I'm going to keep going with the calls. And let's go ahead and get to it. 347 on the line, who am I speaking to? 347. I cannot hear you 347 if you're talking. Please try to call right on back and we get you back on the line. All right. We'll get 347 on the line in a minute. Let's go to my next call here. Okay. Let's try 228. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello? Who is this? Hello?
Who are you?
Howard Rogers. Who are you?
This is ABL.
Oh, hey, I've been trying to get through to you. I didn't think I did. How are you today?
Everything is great. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just got finished eating dinner. I just have a few things that I'd like to say that I think needs to be said about the family, about the Democrats destroying the family. When I grew up, I had all kind of cousins that I seen once a year maybe, but I knew they were my cousins. And we would get together, and you know how it is with families, all the old ladies be under the tree gossiping well, you know how it is. You've been there. You know how it is.
Absolutely.
My kids don't know that. They don't know the fun. They don't know the fun. Even baptisms and graduations and even funerals. That was a gathering, and it was, you could feel it. It might be a cousin you ain't seen in 2 years, but you walk in, hey, Natalie, you're looking so good, girl. What's up? You know, my kids don't know that. They don't know that, and it's sad. It's really sad. And like I said, even at funerals, it was still the family. What happened to our families? Who took our families away from us, and how can we get them back?
I don't really know. I think you got a lot of things that are at play here. You got technology going on. The people's jobs are less stable. It's a lot of things that are happening. So I don't really know how you're going to reverse that, but we definitely need to get that family structure back together because that's really important, and it can help you throughout your entire life.
The family structure is what made this country strong. I got white people in my family. I got black people, but we're family. We're all family. You understand? And it doesn't matter, you know? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm sending out letters today to my grandson's graduation. I'm inviting everybody I can even remember their address. I'm inviting them all. I want to organize a family reunion with the T-shirts and everything like we used to do. See if I can get 100 family members together, you know. And I think our other people ought to do that too. Get your family back. Take them back. They're yours. Don't let nobody take them away from you. You know, that's what I think, and that's my personal opinion.
Well, very, very great call. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right now. Great call. Fantastic. Oh, family reunions are definitely important. I've been to a lot of those in my lifetime. A lot of them. I got a picture of myself. I might show it. I got like 50 people in the picture and me in the center when I'm like a little boy. Man, and we're trying to have one on my mother's side next year, and then my dad trying to get one together on this side, but it's hard. People, you know, they got schedules going on. It's difficult to get everything going the way you want it to go. But yeah, we definitely want to get that going. You know, I'm definitely going to put some pictures. When I may write a book, I'm going to write a book one day, and when I do, I'm going to put some pictures from my early childhood and my whole life in the book. It's going to be wild. But let me get to the next call. 252, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Kerry, man, from North Carolina.
All right, what's going on?
All right. Hey, I want to, you do an outstanding job, man, but you do an outstanding job. Great job on what you do.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay. What I want to hit on is how Fox, Omar, and Cortez, they all want to hide behind the racial thing. They always, and it's hard for to criticize a female of color in a position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they hide behind that, but you know it's all just fake. They hide behind that because they know they can. or they think that they can, but it's all fake because, you know, people like AOC, Ilhan Omar, etc. They call a black woman the token, Lynn Patton. All she did was just go to support Trump during a hearing when they were trying to talk about how he was racist, all this, that, and the third. So she was there. They wanted to call her a token. So because she's black and she's there supporting her friends, she's a token. But when somebody criticizes you because you are Hispanic or you're Muslim, Middle Eastern or whatever, then all of a sudden you pull out the woman of color race card. It's all just a game.
Exactly, and the Democrats are doing it. I mean, they're playing the game to the T, and I'm glad Donald Trump is the president, and I hope he keep on doing what he's doing. I hope you keep doing what you're doing. Hey, if you're ever in North Carolina, I'm going to come to see you.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm gonna try to get out there soon. You know, I'm from Virginia originally, so you know I've been in Carolina a few times. It's a good place to be.
Yeah. All right. Good job, man. Keep doing your thing.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Shout out to North Carolina. You guys are great there. Yeah, my great grandfather lived. Not my grandfather. Pardon me. My great uncle. I guess that would be what you call it. No. Okay, my grandmother's uncle, who was younger than her, you know how it goes. So that would be but still, it'd be my great uncle, basically. He lived in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and we would go there to visit him when he was still living. So shout out to North Carolina, Rocky Mount, all that good stuff. Let me get to my next call here. 347 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
I'm Joshua.
All right, Joshua. What's going on?
What's going on with you too, Angie Brown Logan?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
I want to talk about the African American that got attacked by other African Americans in Washington D.C. because of the MAGA hat.
That's right.
Yeah, like it's nothing new basically. That's like the so-called tolerant left. That's what they do because they always hate on Trump. Because he thinks he's the Hitler incarnate, and also he thinks he's some type of psychopath that hates gays, and they think they're gonna put him in the gulag, basically. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate that what happened to him.
Yeah, it really is. But you know, that's the reality of the situation that's going on right now. It's people that have on Trump hats have to watch their back. It's not the people like Jussie Smollett's out here who don't wear the Trump. Like nobody in the Trump hat is going to attack Jussie Smollett. It makes no sense.
Right?
You won't do nothing like that. See, what happened in Chicago? What happened in DC is the reality. What happened in Chicago was just a pure fantasy. It would never happen.
Right. That was in Chicago, and that's not MAGA country.
It's not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And also one thing I also want to talk about is the election in Canada. Not the general election, but the province, one of the provinces election that happened. The Conservative Party won in Canada by a big margin because the Liberal Party in Canada, like the Democrats, are doing crap. Justin Trudeau is, a.k.a. Crybaby Trudeau, is going in scandals right now. He is not popular in Canada. He wants ISIS refugees in Canada. And also, he's just a virtual single dingbat, dressing up as like an Indian person in India. Remember that?
Yeah, he had on different costumes, like an Indian person, like a India person, and then also a Native American. Just weird, different stuff. I think he had on like a Muslim costume one time. It's like, come on, man. Like, there's no need for that. Just be yourself. What are we doing?
Right, absolutely. Like, do you see Trump doing that? No.
Nah.
No, that would be stupid.
And that's part of the reason why I like Trump so much, because he's himself. He never has to try to pander to anybody or cater. He could just be him, regardless of where he is. Just like people like AOC got to use different voices, and you talking to black folks. Trump doesn't do that. He's the same in front of black folks, white folks. It don't matter who you are. He's himself because he sees everybody as the same. You're a person. I'm a person.
Right.
Let's talk like human beings.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one more thing I want to talk about today is that I'm about to work soon. That means I'm going to get more MAGA hats, appeals, and also more letters from the GOP.
Okay.
Like donations and other stuff like that, which I just threw them out in the garbage moments ago because they're going to junk mail now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to vote for Trump in 2020. I'm going to go vote straight down Republican in 2020, and MAGA 2020. So peace.
All right, now take care.
Take care.
All right, thank you to Joshua for the call. Most certainly appreciate him, 100%. And shout out to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you to Nathan Shield for the donation. Thank you to Truth Seeker for the donation. And Nathan Shield also says, don't know if you know, Bill de Blasio says, we own your bodies and we can force injections. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I wouldn't want that to be my future. But shout out to Baron Von Moreland for the donation. Definitely appreciate you as well. Yeah, that's not really the wave. I don't want nobody to try and force nothing on me. Not at all. This whole thing about the MAGA hat, I mean, since when did a hat become so polarizing? Since when was it like the worst thing in the world? Like the hysteria around the MAGA hats is almost the equivalent to like gang banging, the different colors and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Oh, you guys, I got a little bit of time right here. If you're not on the Discord channel, please do so. The Discord, if you don't know, it's a free chat service that's dedicated to this community. People that call into the show, people that watch, people that are in the chat right now, you guys can do the Discord thing. The link for that is in the description box. I'll also put that in the chat box right in front of you so you're able to go ahead and get on it. Discord's right there. Free chat service. You got voice, you got text, you got memes, you got all kind of stuff in the free service. And did I say it was free? It's free again. So you can talk whenever you want. If guys are in there, girls are in there, whenever, that's all for you. So go ahead and join the Discord right now if you're not in there. And it's a nice place to be. It's not one of these weirdo Discords. The people in there are fantastic people. You'll love it. It's a great community. Discord, I mean, if we want to, John Denmark, the thing about technology is that it's pretty much all leftist control. If you really want to get into it, I mean, there's not much you can really do about that. It's just one of those things you can't really control. Unfortunately, it's just a matter of what the best thing is. You know, what's the best option for you to use? And I got 2 calls that are on the line right now. You guys, I'm going to get to you in a little bit. Let me just try to get some new callers in. I'll get to you guys in just a moment. Yeah, the anti-vaxxers, you know, if my whole thing is this. If somebody wants to be an anti-vaxxer, then that's fine. But you can't be around regular people because not everybody can afford to have that be their reality. If you want to risk catching measles or something like that, then go for it. But don't put other people's children in danger. Okay, you're going to have people that you're going to have babies that wind up catching measles and mess around and die because you don't want to get vaccinated. So if you want to be an anti-vaxxer, then you need to go somewhere else. Like the Amish, they're kind of like isolated in their own community. They don't really intermingle with people like that. You know, that's just kind of how that is. But shout out to the super chatters right quick. I got a few of them already. Shout out to my man Shreebs who says, glad to see the next generation sees through TV programming. The abyss is deep. They infiltrate everything. Nice to see so many young understand capitalism gives opportunities and socialism is for cattle. Great cause tonight. Discord. Yes, you guys, please join the Discord. 1000%. Shout out to Smooches who says, make more alpha males. I want to wear a dress. There you go. That's what I like to hear, for sure. And shout out to Valerie Rogers, who says Democrats do not like the family. No, they don't, because they want to be the family. How are you going to like the family if you want to be the family? You want to take over that mantle. I think I had 901. I wasn't able to answer it. But how are you going to take over? How are you going to like family if you don't want to? How are you going to like family if you want to be the family? You want to supplant the people that are already right there. Hey, the bush of Alaska, wherever you got to be. The bush of, I mean, you got communities where you can kind of like be off in the cut and not really be like, don't live in Manhattan. I mean, goodness gracious, you're gonna cause an outbreak. You're gonna cause 28 days later. It's so simple. Like, you know, people talking about the side effects of vaccinations. I mean, what are the side effects? Do we have any actual studies, any evidence? And if there is evidence, what are the pros and cons? Just weigh it. If you don't want to vaccinate, then you can't be around the general population because you are a risk. Thank you, man, child, for joining the Discord. I most certainly appreciate you. Yeah, Valerie Rogers, there's a flight attendant right now that caught measles who is in a coma. You know, they're in a coma right now because they probably their brain swelled up or something. So, I mean, exactly, Shree, 28 days later, it's already happening. You already got people right now that are kind of in its whole situation. That's why some of these zombie movies seem so realistic because, I mean, a lot of the themes in the movies are happening. Anti-vaxxers, and you got all kind of technology. It's weird to have all these different technologies being developed right now, but at the same time, you got new medicines, medications, and then on top of that, you have the anti-vaxxers. I think it's kind of a dangerous mix, but let me get to my next call. 901, you're on the line. I'm speaking to.
Hang on, I'm on the phone. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah, 901, what's going on?
Hey, man, this is Heath from Memphis. Hey, did you catch that Bernie Sanders talk show?
I did not see that. Did you see it?
I caught part of it. I saw where they all raised their hands about giving up their insurance for socialism, and that is stupid. Let me tell you why that's stupid. Medicare don't pay for everything, Jack.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It does not pay for everything.
That's the reason they kick your butt out as soon as you even remotely look like you're healed up. They don't care if you're still sick. The second they find out that you can even move, they want to kick you out of the hospital and send you home.
That's right.
You could have 3 or 4 or 5 infections and they don't care. They cannot wait to kick you out, man. They can't wait.
And then the thing about it is, it's going to get worse when you have everybody on the same thing because now you're going to have more people in the hospital. So they want that bed space ASAP. You might be in an emergency room bleeding out and die before you get a bed.
Yeah, that's exactly right, dude. You know, I'm a disabled American, and I need 3 or 4 extra insurances because I have to have somebody come in my house and help me stay clean. I have a hard time moving around, and I need somebody to come in and help give me a bath and all that. Medicare don't cover that.
Right, exactly.
They don't cover none of that. That's why you need private insurance to cover the stuff that Medicare don't cover.
That's a very good point, and they didn't really cover that. They didn't cover the specialized kind of healthcare people need. They didn't really want to cover that. They want to talk about all this other stuff. They want to talk about healthcare in general. They just want to say, can you get it? But they're not saying, what is it going to cover? What's going to be the quality of it? That's a very big thing.
It's really sad the way sheeple just raise their hand like morons without any idea of what they're talking about. Because I think one thing, Bernie Sanders ain't never had a job at all. He ain't never had to work 9 to 5. He ain't never had to hustle. He ain't never had to do none of that. He's always been a stupid politician.
That's right.
That's what he is. A stupid politician. Sorry. Anyway, man, I was going to ask you a question. Hey, will you do a video about the rig you used to broadcast with one of these days? Would you do a video about the rig you used to broadcast with?
Oh, yeah, I might do that. I thought about that today, actually. I might just do like kind of I might show you guys my office here, how I have it set up, and then I'll talk about my actual rig and what I got on the inside and the whole nine. And it's custom built. I built it myself. And I might just show, my parts, what I got on the inside, what's going on with it. So I may do that for sure.
Okay, because I'd like to know how you get your audio so crisp and all that, and maybe you could discuss what kind of camera you use.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll show the camera, the microphone, the mixer, the whole setup, how it's together, and how I have everything to where the audio was good.
Okay, well I'll let you go, man. I just want to touch base with you. Love the show. Still watching. Take it easy and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, that's a good video to do. Talk about the rig, my desktop over here. I have, it's kind of I got a dual monitor. Like this setup is for editing. I put money into it so it can be right. Even the desk, I put some money into it. The desk is very important because it's a standing desk, but I can stand it up with a push of a button. It costs a lot of money. I put it on my credit card and everything, but that was definitely a business expense. I got a gnat in here, so if I'm doing this, don't even worry about it. But it's a business expense because sometimes when I'm on TV, like just this background, sometimes they want more of my head, sometimes they want less. So I can do this. And then hands free, and it just kind of goes down. So I'll show all that on the video to show you guys what's going on with the whole situation and the microphone setup, how I got everything. I may get a new microphone to reduce some of the pop that happens in it. It all depends though. But one thing I did was a lot of different research to figure out what's the best setup and the best thing, because sometimes people are not watching the video, they're just listening to it, and you want the sound to always be good. So that's very important. But let me get to my next call. 269, your line, am I speaking to?
Yeah, hello, this is Kurt Plunk. I'm calling back. I don't know, I had a crappy. I got a way better connection right now, but I figured I could phone in anyways.
Yeah,
I had
no more of that Obama wireless.
No, I was goofing around, I was having fun with it, and a group full of four dudes in a car rolled up on me. They were all blacked out, and it was kind of scary, man. I didn't know if there was a secret. Yeah, it was kind of wild, man. I didn't know if there was a secret handshake or what, but I got the hell out of there. So yeah, that was kind of spooky. But yeah, that's not why I called in. I was going to do a little parody skit or a little satire, man, and it backfired on me big. I ain't doing that no more.
Yeah, definitely, because that could have ended wrong. Y'all in public, people don't know what's going on. You got the mask on. Yeah. So definitely be careful with that one.
Yeah, that's not going to happen twice. I'll do that at Kerplunk Studios. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, Kerplunk Studios only. I was trying to have a little fun with it. But yeah. Anyways, we're talking about you're talking about this this Time magazine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know. To me, I kind of put a couple comments in there. It seems like to me that the word influence is kind of a benign word. I don't know if anybody.
Oh, okay, you say it's kind of a benign word. Okay, I got you.
Right, it kind of doesn't mean anything. It's like, so what? They're influenced. There's lots of people that are influential, and it looked to me like she had a list of people that she wanted to pay attention to her. They're all top brass people across the world, and she wants people to look. I noticed you. That kind of thing. I think she's just dropping names. Like she's just trying to bring attention to herself or himself or itself or post herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of what it looked like to me. This guy, the African guy that got beat up, prayers go out to him. I know it had to be a scary situation. I got jumped one time. It was for something a little less, it was actually stupider than that, for $4 when I was a kid. I got jumped by 4 guys. And that's when I was a kid. So yeah, tonight kind of like brought back a little bit of PTSD on me. four dudes roll up in a car.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. I mean, I've only had one incident. I got robbed one time, gunpoint, but I was like late at night. I kind of got caught slipping, but I never had anybody beat me up, or I never been shot or anything like that. So thank goodness.
Yeah. So all right. What else do you have on the itinerary? I'm still walking. I just walked up to the gas station. Ended up dipping into a restaurant.
Oh, you got a mail. You got a lot of noise too. I can hear that. I can't hear you. What you say?
State. So.
Okay, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. So what did you say about a male?
A male college with the that now accepts transgender students.
Yeah, that's not going to go well. Not going to go well. I think I'd try it out, just to take it out, see if it's got that new car smell,
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, what's going to happen when you have these bulldaggers running around pregnant in the college? What's going to how is that going to fly?
Can that happen? Does that even happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they can go to full term with that.
I mean, if you have a woman that now identifies as a male, they're still a woman at the end of the day. They still got all their parts, unless they have like some kind of surgery. But if they're still a woman, they got all their parts. Yeah, they can get pregnant. I've seen some.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because the whole thing is, it's a male college, but they will accept transgender men. So basically, women that identify as men will now be able to go to the male college. So you're going to have some pregnant bulldaggers, some stud, some masculine women running around here with a baby bump.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, somebody's going to have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see a problem developing here. Plus, if it's an all-male college and it's just simply on identity alone, if you could, I would imagine it's a college, right? They probably have a biology department.
Yeah, I would suppose so.
Well, what would they teach in there? I mean, somebody's going to get offended. Eventually, somebody's going to get offended.
They might have to actually scrap their whole department because biology does not really seem to be a real thing here anymore, I suppose.
Well, if it's an all-male college, I'm thinking there's going to be a male professor for the time being, anyways. How are they going to do gender studies when they're not even a gender? I mean, that's really confusing to me. How is a man going to teach about a woman's studies? They don't know anything about being a woman.
Hey, I have no real idea. If you know, you let me know. But I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think I just had an aneurysm. Yeah, Ileana Omar, and they got this backfire. And Cher, I've seen that on your itinerary. Cher, yeah, that backfired on her. Now she's going after. She doesn't know whether she's coming or going, does she? She got $360 million in the bank, brother.
Who, Cher?
Cher, I did a little bit of research. Yeah, $360 million. That's her net worth. That's what she's worth right now. She's talking about homeless people and veterans. But
Yeah.
That's like a male teaching gender studies. I don't understand that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but like I said, I'm back safe now. I didn't need a safe space or anything, but I dipped in and got some sandwiches and stuff. Yeah. I got my head on a swivel right now because I don't know where these dudes are at.
Hey man, be careful out. Be careful out there, man. But I got to a few more calls on the line, man. Thank you for the call, but it's always,
all right.
Man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, you got my number, man. Give me a holler.
I got you.
All right, man. Bye.
All right.
Peace.
All right, thank you to Curl Plunk for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And if you're just now tuning into the show, please give me a thumbs up. It helps out tremendously. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so. There should be a red button beneath me. Click on that red button, make it gray for me. And there should be a bell right beside it, a little bell. Put the little things on the side of the bell. Once you click that bell, turn it from red to gray, the little things should be there. That means that whenever I go live, you should get notified. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Try it out. I'd appreciate it if you did. But let me get to my next call. And thank you all for being here. Most certainly appreciate you. Now I'm something on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. I don't know if I should call you ABL or anything. I never know.
ABL is just fine. What's going on?
Okay, cool. Hey, I wanted to follow up on a call. I called you a few weeks ago, and I spoke about the fact that illegal immigrants are taking jobs and opportunities from, other Americans who need that help. And I don't know if you remember, but then there was a follow-up caller who called after me, and he was talking about how, when you talk about illegals taking jobs from Black Americans and Latino Americans and whatever, that a Black liberal will argue that, why do you only want to give those low-paying jobs to Black people, blah, 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 that's their comeback. Do you remember that?
Well, I don't remember that, but I see where you're going with it. I mean, they may say something like that, but here's the thing about it. Yeah. If the low-paying jobs aren't good enough for Blacks, then why are they good enough for the illegals coming over that you're trying to cater for? And then beyond that, a lot of people in low-income areas where a lot of Black folks live at don't have jobs at all. So what's better, 0 jobs or a lower-paying job? And then also, you got a lot of young people that need those jobs to get their first job. So that shouldn't be something that they say. It doesn't make any sense, really. It's just a way for them trying to deflect the whole conversation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was calling to follow up, because I listened to what he said, and I understood what he was saying. I can totally, see a liberal arguing that point. But my argument has always been, well, yeah, like you said, those are low-paying jobs, but it's better than no job. And the thing is, if someone is trying to pull themselves up out of poverty, they need that job. It's just the first step, It's not going to be their job forever, but it's their first step to get out of poverty and build a future for themselves and their children, And those jobs are needed by people who want to do that, and they're needed by Americans who need to do that to pull themselves up out of poverty. So that would be, my rebuttal to that argument.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. And that brings me to another story I wanted to tell you, that there's a radio guy that I used to listen to. He's out of L.A. His name is Doug McIntyre. And about 10 years ago, he used to do a show called Red Eye Radio. And he's really cool. And he was always telling stories. And I always remember a story that he told talking about this subject, how in L.A., construction jobs used to be filled by Black men, predominantly Black men in L.A. But he said that was maybe 30 years ago or whatever. And he said now it's a Black American man cannot find a job in construction in L.A. because they're all filled by Mexicans or Spanish-speaking people or whatever. And if you don't speak Spanish, they won't hire you, blah, blah, blah. And that's I always use that as a prime example. That is how the situation is hurting, our American citizens, Black Americans, Latino Americans, whatever, whoever is American who needs that job, boom, they can't get it.
Oh, 100%. That's definitely correct in California. I mean, it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different ways that's actually impacted blacks in LA, especially. I mean, look at Skid Row. LA is only about 6% Black, but you go to Skid Row, it's mostly Black. It's majority Black. You got 10,000 people out there homeless, or at least five to 10,000 people out there homeless in one little area, Skid Row. And then you have the whole job situation. If you can't speak Spanish, you're pretty much out of business. And it's to the point now where, what are you going to do? If you're not bilingual, you don't have a lot of money, you have to leave. So people are leaving Los Angeles. They're going to Riverside. They're going to maybe even IE, San Bernardino or something like that, because they can't even live in LA anymore. Or they go to Nevada, Colorado, somewhere far away. It's really a shame.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. And it's just, I hate that it's awful just to think about people who can't even find jobs. And same thing's happening in Texas. That's where I'm from. So many jobs require you to speak Spanish. And I do believe, I was looking at going back to school and getting a teaching degree, and I'm pretty dang sure, if I remember correctly, you have to learn Spanish to be a teacher in Texas, anywhere in Texas.
That's crazy, but I mean, I'm not surprised because you got so many people that are coming in and speaking Spanish. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I'm nothing against Spanish-speaking people. My mother's half plus Hispanic. You know, a lot of my family's Hispanic and whatever. That's not the issue. The issue is people coming here illegally and taking advantage of our resources and our welfare, and, you know, that's the problem.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Well, that was it. That's all I wanted to follow up on my previous call.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Cool. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right now. All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call as always. And thank you all for joining the show. I really appreciate you. Shout out to all the new callers. I like the new callers, the regular callers, everybody. You guys are great. Make the show what it is. I couldn't do it without you. And do I got everybody? Oh, shout out to the super chatters. Hold on. Nathan Shields says, I agree, Shreves. I'm 43, grew up on TV. Now I can't even watch Fox News. I should cancel it. Yeah, see, I had TV. I had no TV for a while. I have a NAT still. I had no TV for a long time, for probably some years, like 3, 4, 5 years, no TV at all. Well, I had a TV. I had like this little 19-inch TV, and I would barely watch it. You know, it was just, you know, and then I got a TV and I watched like local news, and then I started watching, I have a NAT. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. But I started watching local news, and I watched the national news to see what's going on, to see some of the headlines. But that's pretty much it. I don't really, you know, I don't watch a lot. Like, I've never seen Game of Thrones before in my life. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've never seen House of Cards. I've never seen most stuff that people watch. I don't know anything about it. I've seen Walking Dead, but I've not seen that in years. So I just don't even really understand what's going on in today's society with like modern popular culture. Now, Fox is okay. I watch it in the morning. I watch it like, what's that? Fox and Friends. I watch that in the morning with breakfast. Just to see what's happening. Not really for any other reason. Right around lunch, I may watch like 10 minutes of Outnumbered with, Outnumbered, what's that called? Overtime with Harris Faulkner. I have Netflix. I just got Netflix. Hold on. Sorry for that if it was a loud noise. But it was a gnat like right there on the microphone. I had to get it. But I had Netflix for the first time in like in a while, and I barely even watch it. What did I watch on? Oh, I was watching this movie called Train to Busan. It was a zombie movie. It was a Korean. I watched a lot of Japanese stuff, a lot of anime. I think I got the gnat. Hopefully, I wasn't too loud on the microphone, because I can't hear the feedback from the mic. That's one thing I can't do. These headphones I don't like to have feedback from there to hear how I sound. It's distracting. And I might have got it Zodicious King Sword. Hopefully I did, because it's wearing me out. The gnat is like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even really see it. Yeah, everything on TV pretty much sucks. I can't really sit and watch scripted stuff like it, because the one thing about it is that the scripted stuff on TV is so predictable. It's even the movie I was watching, I could pretty much telegraph it. It's boring. The movie was okay, but most TV is boring, and YouTube is where it's at just because 1,000%. I have a lot of podcasts to listen to, sports. What I really see the most on TV is sports, basketball. I'm a big basketball fan. I enjoy playing basketball and watching basketball. But let me get to the next call here. 240, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, JB, what's up, brother?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Everything's everything. To the miles of West Virginia, brother.
Oh,
is my brother.
Oh, man.
I mean, still the place, my man.
Did you go through the tolls and all that?
Yes.
Yeah, like Kanawha County and did you go through like Beckley?
Yeah. Road through all those places, man. But I'm gonna hit you. It's a good topic, and you know I'm getting a little tired of this whole kickback or attacking people with MAGA hats on. You got to stop that kind of stuff, because it just shows your insecurity and ignorance when you attack somebody for wearing a hat. That's their point of view. Let them have it. It's a point of view.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nobody should be getting attacked because they have a hat on. I mean, let people do what they want. It is what it is. Like, you know, people are crazy, but you know, this just proves the whole point about people wearing MAGA hats not being the aggressors. We're not going to go out there and just attack somebody just for no reason because we disagree with them. It's always the left trying to attack us. It's never the other way around.
Exactly. And what people got to understand is when you act out like in that manner, it shows you have no proof, you have no talent, you have no way of arguing. You just have what I just want to hit somebody for wearing something I don't like. You can't go through life hitting people what they don't like to wear. Right. And if you're a parent, what are you showing your kids by teaching them to hate somebody wearing a hat? What kind of parent are you? That's the first thing I'm looking at. What kind of parent are you? What's wrong with you?
Exactly. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because in life, you gotta realize a lot of people do a lot of stuff you don't like in life. It is what it is. Like I was at a truck stop talking to somebody, what's his name? We had a discussion, and he was like, "Well, this tax cut thing hurt everybody." I said, "Man, but it also created a lot of jobs." You gotta weigh the plus and the negative of anything in life. Now the plus is more people be working. Guess what that means? More people working, more stuff gets bought up. The economy flies a lot better. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta look at things. You gotta see the brighter light of everything. So what if you know big return like you wanted to? That's life. Okay, Sarah. Am I right, brother?
100%.
So we as a community, as Black African American community, we got to be more accepting of different ideas. Because if we don't accept different ideas, we're bound to repeat the same hatred that we experienced 400 years ago.
Right.
Because so many people understand that if you go around saying white people this, crackers, that, you're just as bad as the people who go around saying nigga, I mean the N-word all the time. Sorry.
I got you. But I mean, you're right though, because these people talk about all this racism and trying to be anti-racist and all this and that, but really they are the racists themselves. And a lot of them don't even really understand what's going on. They don't understand what they're doing. They just kind of act out in a certain way, but they don't even really understand what's going on.
Exactly. It's like I was trying to explain to a couple. I was talking to one of my buddies on the phone the other day, and I was trying to explain to him. He said my wife was arguing with me. I said because most women are and then creatures. You gotta give them the next thing for them to keep going. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, ABL?
Yes.
The less you say, the argument's cut short. That's what any woman. They have 3 levels where they want to argue with you about. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So your job is, okay, the cooler you are, the less she can attack you more. And I say she respect you more because that's just the nature of the beast. And that's wrong with some of these feminized men nowadays. They act like women. They just act off emotion. You're a guy. You use logic. Men are logical, women are emotional. That's period.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
But sometimes, things don't go the way it's supposed to be, unfortunately.
Now, did you see that video on Facebook about the little kid dancing in Target, the gospel music, twerking and everything, little boy, and licking his tongue, and everybody was, and then some people on Facebook saying, he's rather right to him, but he's like about maybe 10 years. You're 10 years old. You in my house. You will not be twerking or shaking your booty anywhere in a Target, anywhere. You do that when you turn 18. You want to wear girl clothes? Do when you turn 18. But until then, you wear boy clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't see the video, but things like that, I mean, at a certain point, if there's adults around, if there are adults that are condoning that kind of behavior, then at a certain point, it has to be considered some kind of child abuse. If you are allowing kids to do that, or if you're encouraging that to happen, that's got to be child abuse.
Exactly. That's what people understand. And in my humble opinion, I feel like this: let a child be a child. You know what I'm saying? He may want to explore that lifestyle. You explore it on your time. Not in my house. No way, period. And that's what I tell everybody. I said, you come out to be gay, you be like 16, 17, 18. Let me know then. But when you like 14, something be gay, I don't believe it. I think you're going through a fad. Explore every aspect before you make that final decision. Because guess what? And then another thing about kids doing that kind of stuff, there's so many weirdos and pedophilia people out here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like they're waiting on opportunity like that to have one of these little boys is out here just behaving as an adult, just doing things that they shouldn't be doing. That's what they want. That's what they like. So you're playing right into their hands when you having the child do something like that. That's why I say we need to be talking about child abuse. We need to be talking about child endangerment. And I need to see some of these adults get locked up because you already see where that's going. You see the next step after that.
Exactly. And that's why I'm trying to have everybody think. I'm like, look, you got to use your better judgment when you have kids. When you have kids, and there's so many people, they want to do what they want to do when they have kids. It's not about you anymore.
That's right.
It's about the child first. And when he gets 18 and be on his own, then it becomes about you again. Until then, it's about the child first. But so many people nowadays, they want to say, what about our relationship? Your relationship team makes sure this kid becomes a successful person in life.
Right.
Would you not agree?
Absolutely.
I said, and then so many people going through this 50-50 relationship. No, it's a 50-50 relationship. Someone has to lead the relationship. That's just period. Am I right? Someone's got to be the lead.
Somebody got to be the lead. Even in people, people that are gay, there's always one person that's the dominant and then one person that's the submissive. That's always like that.
Exactly. And then you know what? Though? That's part of that. And then that's what makes it up now. We want to be this equal thing. There's never an equal in my sex. You know why? Who will open your pickle jar for you?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tell everybody. I said, men serve a value road. I got to give a middle of the night. Some going to boop in the night. I got to go down and probably die for you. You're not going to do it. You're going to wake me up. Don't tell that lie with the 50-50. But, yeah, it's just this whole Trump to Ringler thing. People are letting this Trump thing control their whole lives. They make it, that's all they talk about. To the point it makes you sickening, like, okay, let it go. Am I right? Leave it though. You have others to learn about than what he's doing.
No doubt.
Am I right?
I'm with you 100%, man. But I got a lot of calls on the line. So
I know. Hey, brother, man. Peace to everything, this man, and have a blessed day. But always blessed to talk to you, man. All right, peace.
Thank you for the call, man. All right, now. Thanks to my man JB for the call. Most certainly appreciate it, man. Shout out to everybody out here that has called in. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you are not subscribed right now, please do so. And if you have not liked the video yet, please do that for me. Give me a thumbs up or right on the video, right beneath the whole thing. Alrighty. And let me get to my next call. 509, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, 509. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hey, Anthony.
Yes, do me a favor. Turn the speakers on in the background for me, please.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Oh, man, it seemed like I've been trying to get a hold of you through the past 10 minutes. I understand you have a lot of callers. So I actually wanted to talk to you about the projection for Trump 2020. And what do you think that how would I put this? So what do you think of the Democratic how would I put this? The Democratic candidates that pose a threat to him. Like, do you see any that do actually pose a threat to him? Because I do think that he seems like Trump kind of has it, even though not to try to speak to ahead, but like who would you say from the Democratic side that does pose a threat or competition to him?
Nobody really. And I said before in the video that they should run Michelle Obama and Oprah. That'd be their best chance. Now, they would still lose, but it'd be a closer race because here's the thing about it. They're going to try to put people like Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. They're going to try to put them out there in the front. They're trying to get Kamala Harris and Cory Booker going, but it's not enough juice behind them. They don't really have a lot of energy behind them. Cory Booker is single. That's going to be kind of weird for a lot of people. And Kamala Harris, her ethnicity is kind of in question, and she's married to a white man, so that kind of goes against this whole strong black woman, all this, that, and the third. It kind of goes against the whole narrative for their particular side of the aisle because they're all about that identity stuff. So Oprah would be strong because she's a household name. People know who that is right away. And Michelle Obama.
Very powerful.
A lot of money, powerful, TV, all that. And then you have Michelle. Obviously, she's a very influential person due to the fact that she was the first lady, just like Hillary Clinton. So if you were to put them on the ticket, that'd be the strongest way. But they don't want to do that. They want to put their candidates they had in there for a long time. And the strongest people at this point are two old white men, which is against their whole thing about being so anti-white male. So by their own doing, they've sabotaged their own best people that they want to put out there. It's weird. So nobody has a real chance on that side of doing anything because they don't want to put the correct people out there in front.
Right. And so these people are the ones you see as what the DNC are going to be nominating for, like legitimate candidates, right?
Yeah, they're going to try to put Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, maybe Elizabeth Warren, and they might try to put that guy Pete Buttigieg out there, but again, white male. So they're saying they're thinking because he's gay that's going to make a difference, but not really.
Right, they're playing that whole aspect of like oppressed people and they're just trying to play on people's like compassionate side. They're not really trying to show that they're out for the people's interests like Trump is, because he is out for our interests, because he's obviously been cutting a lot of government legislation, like when it comes to small business and things of that matter. But what about Tulsi Gabbard, though? I'm curious to what you think about Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard, no chance, because she's too moderate. And
right,
like she is kind of attractive, not literally, but attractive as a candidate to some that are on the right, but not to the majority of what the left has created. Like if it were a choice between voting for Tulsi Gabbard and a guy like Pete Buttigieg, you probably would have more to vote for Pete Buttigieg or a Joe Biden or something like that. Because they're more, especially a guy like Pete Buttigieg, because he's more of a leftist kind of person. And then Tulsi has no name recognition. Now I understand Pete Buttigieg is not either, but she definitely does not, and she's too moderate.
Right, and he does have that whole thing because he's gay and supposedly oppressed and all this and like he's going to appeal to a certain part of America that's to me it seems like very overly compassionate to the point where they can't see facts and reasoning, and so okay, well that's a very like I was thinking that Tulsi Gabbard had a chance, but hearing from what you said now I'm kind of, because I wanted to, if it did come down to it, I would have voted for her on a Democratic Democrat on the ballot. I would have, when it comes to voting for Democrat or Republican, if Trump didn't make it, I would have voted for her. But I do think Trump's going to make it. I definitely think I think Trump's got it. I think he's playing chess where everybody is kind of lagging behind and playing checkers. He already showed that with when he said that sending immigrants to these sanctuary cities, and he exposed that all these far left or pro-immigrant Democrats are actually hypocrites. And he kind of just showed like you guys aren't ready for what I'm bringing, and they're not ready for what they're even talking about.
No doubt.
So that's all right, man. Well, this is the first time I've called you. I've been watching you for a long time. I really enjoy what you do, and I hope you and everybody else that's part of alt media just keep doing what you're doing and you guys are doing a good job and being objective, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Have a good day.
All right, now.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, a lot of people on the right like her, but that's the problem. That's not going to work on the left. You can't have a moderate on the left. You got to have a leftist on the left. And the problem is that there are not enough people that are going to actually be able to, really sustain that. I have a caller that called in before today. I'm sorry, it's only one call per night. So, caller, I can't have you on again, but thank you for the call anyway. Definitely appreciate you. All right, let me get to my next call. 313 on the line. Who am I speaking to? 313, I cannot hear you. Or maybe I didn't answer. Okay, I'm trying to get 313 back on. I must have pushed the button and then it didn't work. Okay. If any child is dressed in inappropriate attire, I think whoever's allowing that to happen should go to jail. So that's the German Musketeer. So let's not ask that question again. Thank you for that. Certainly appreciate it. Let me get to the next call. 313 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
So this is John from Detroit. How you doing, man?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Did you see Georgetown actually voted to do reparations?
I saw that. What was it like? 2720?
Yes. It was. It's going to be about a $30 hike in tuition. And it's supposed to start a reparations fund. I mean, I don't know what it's actually supposed to do, but I mean, they signaled their virtue and got what they wanted.
So,
but
my question would be, okay, so to bring everybody up to speed, they raised their tuition by $27.20. It represents something about I forgot what it's for, what the actual number is for, but it's a symbolic number. It represents something. But anyway, I think it might have been a number of slaves that were sold by the Jesuits at a certain point in time at that particular location. But my question would be, who gets the money?
That's my question. I have no idea. I have no idea. They were already letting in supposedly descendants of these particular slaves. I think they had 272 slaves. And one of which, in one of the articles that I read a couple of articles on it, she was actually an older woman who was already on campus as a legacy student. So there was letting them in kind of like alumni. So I don't know why they had to do a reparations fund when they already were letting students in as legacy students. So it seems like there's double reparations. But the craziest thing is, not only is it basically the students paying reparations on behalf of the school, so there's essentially students taking money out their left pocket and putting it in their right pocket, but there's also this the silliness that I saw that the students voted on it. And of the students that didn't want to do the reparations, a large percentage of them were students that actually were working their way through school. So the students who were taking federal loans and all that stuff, they didn't care. But the students who had jobs and who were like, hey, you guys are jacking up tuition again, they didn't want to do this. So I think you might be looking at a lot of students, even though it's only a $30 hike, they're kind of like, hey, they might try to walk away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, when you get a federal student loan, these people don't really appreciate that money because it's not theirs. They didn't work for it. They don't. Right. When you working for it, when every dollar counts, when you're trying to get that book money together, you're not gonna vote to increase your own tuition. It makes no sense. Even if it's $1, $5, you want to have the tuition as low as possible.
Yeah, like that was pretty interesting that I thought. I kind of figured it was going to be that way. Like a lot of people, I've just had problems with the whole reparation thing in the first place. And then someone were like, okay, we already doing the legacy student thing. And a lot of people were saying, like, why are the students paying reparations? The school should be paying reparations out of the endowment fund. But Georgetown has put themselves in this situation with all the virtue signaling. The reason why, that was one of the reasons why I called. Morehouse is the reason I really called, because there's really going to be a lot of problems with Morehouse. It's an all-male school, so now you're going to bring females onto the all-male school, so it's going to be a whole lot of locker room problems, bathroom problems, teen problems, biology problems. They're about to open themselves up for a bunch of lawsuits that could have really been. Oh yeah,
because the thing about it is you have an infrastructure problem, because I'm sure there's not like two locker rooms for the men and the women, There's not men's and women's restrooms. Everything is all male. So, I mean, when you're talking about any kind of activity like the dorms, where they're going to live, it's just going to be too much. It's not the school is not built to have to be co-ed. So what are they going to do? They're going to treat the women like men. You can't do it because at the end of the day, regardless of what the woman thinks, she's still a woman. So that's going to be a problem. You're going to see some people getting pregnant. It'll be some sexual assaults. All that's going to happen.
Gonna be a whole lot of quote unquote misgendering, a whole lot of quote unquote sexual harassment. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on that and these HBCUs, man, I understand it because they've been struggling for decades and they're trying to take any dollar they can get, but they making themselves irrelevant. You know, it's what the whole a couple of years ago. I know it wasn't Morehouse. I think it might have been Hampton, but they banned dreadlocks and on the university campus. So it's kind of strange how far we've come for HBCUs where on one campus men can't have long hair, but on another campus, another HBCU, you could be a woman claiming to be a man, and everything's all right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, at Hampton, I remember that they had the whole dreadlock ban, and I was for that because it was only on the business. Like if you were in school for that particular program, I think it was for business, you couldn't have dreads because you want to be presentable to everybody, not just to quote unquote the white man, but to everybody, to black, white, whatever, suit, tie, low cut, because you want to have the best chance of being able to get employed after school. That's what it was for. People got all up in arms about that, but now you can have women that think they're men go to school with the boys. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you also have the opposite problem. You're going to have a bunch of men on campus that think they're women. So there's really going to be a really ugly situation.
Yeah.
That and one or two lawsuits is probably going to close the university.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so, I think if you have one big one,
schools really doing themselves in.
Yeah, if you get one big one, one class action lawsuit, that'll be a wrap. Close it on down.
Yeah, it's coming. Probably within 5 or 6 years, there's going to be a lawsuit. Probably some teacher going to say something. One of the brothers who come from the hood in Atlanta or something will be, not trying to play that. And it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
So, and then they also do those things with, I think there's a female school in the area. So there's bound to be some problems with that too. And then you also have the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts situation where you're going to start taking female students from the female schools.
Yeah.
So you have that situation as well. So you're really not helping anybody, and trying to help everybody, you bring everybody down.
Very good point. Absolutely, I agree.
All right, man. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
No problem, bro.
All right, now. Yeah, a lot of good points there about Morehouse. And if you guys don't know, Morehouse is an all-male school. It's a black college too, so I think it's the only predominantly black male school in the country. Sean King went there, aka Martin Luther King, aka Malcolm X. He went there, So that tells you right there, it's not exclusively black. You could be a white guy and go there too, but that's a different story. Martin Luther King went there, the real MLK. It's a pretty famous school, historic school. A lot of these schools are losing cash, so it's like, hey, if we can get the trans community in here and get some money drummed up from them, then let's go ahead and do it. That's probably their whole thought process. It may not last for long because, like my man said, one big lawsuit, it gets you a class action lawsuit, it's a wrap. Go ahead and close on up, and then that'll be it. Malcolm X, yes, Kerplunk, 100. Trump did open up a lot of funding to the HBCUs, but some of them are just, just like some of these banks that got bailed out still failed. Because if nobody's going to the school, then, what are you really going to do? And a lot of the HBCUs, unfortunately, are poorly run. I went to ODU for 1 year here in Virginia. Well, not here in Virginia, but when I was in Virginia, I went to ODU. And that is like a mixed school. I guess it's predominantly white, but it was a lot of people from all over the world in there. people from India, China, but probably like 50% white maybe. But anyway, I went there, and I was going to go to Norfolk State, which is the black school down the street, but that, you know, I'm trying to go to meetings to get my credits right. They were never on time for the meeting. It was like 3 or 4 meetings they missed. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to ODU instead. You know, and college in general wasn't that good for me. Like the community college I went to was enough. I did not need ODU or Norfolk State. Who runs the all-male college? I don't really know. I don't know their names. I put it to you like that. You know, Trump tried to save some of these colleges or all of them, but it's only so much that the government can do. If nobody's going to your school, you're not producing highly educated people. I don't know about what their curriculum is like, but I know that a lot of these black colleges are subpar when it compares to the mostly white colleges. It is what it is. A lot of the better black professors go to the white colleges, the mostly white colleges. I can't say white colleges because it's not really, you know, in a college campus, you see people from all over the world, exchange students, people that come to the country just to go to college. For one, like they go for one reason. I think that was a millennial. She went to college. She came to the U.S. just for college, not for anything else. Oh, pardon me. Her name is now Lauren Chin. So shout out to Lauren Chin. I met her a couple years ago. Good person. Let me see. Kevin Duggan says Michigan is home to Al-Shabaab terrorists. Cut Michigan funding. Wow. I didn't know anything about that. Yeah, a lot of these schools, Michelle A, are run terribly for sure. It's a lot of just, you know, it's hard to find sometimes a really good school to go to. So it is what it is. I prefer being self-taught in certain things. Certain things you're going to need training. Okay, I'm not going to say you don't need any kind of education at all, no kind of schooling. But I prefer the whole self-taught method myself. Yeah, shout out to Lauren Shin. Michael Avenatti might go to the big house. He might go to the clink for sure because it's a lot of charges on his back. This man stole millions of dollars from a paraplegic. He said that there was a settlement in the guy's case. Well, there was a settlement, but he told the person that the settlement was one date. He took the cash, paid off certain expenses, and then when the guy was like, hey, where's the settlement money at? What's going on? The guy was like, well, I don't got it. It ain't come yet. He spent it already. That was what happened. And it's crazy, but it is what it is. Let me see. So shout out to Nathan Shield who says, pardon me. Shout out to Nathan Shield. Yeah. He says all the Democratic candidates can drive up to the debate in the same clown car. Hey, they're going to need a stretch limo. Not even the regular clown car can fit all of those crazy nut jobs in there. But shout out to him. And Greg Don says, off topic, but thanks for the Wednesday and Saturday night chats. They're great. Thank you for your donation and your very kind words. Definitely appreciate you. Nathan Shield also says, I wonder how the Mueller thing is going to play out tomorrow. They will probably push it back again. I don't really know if that's true. Maybe, but we'll see about that. We'll see what's going on with it when the time comes. Let me get to my next call, though. 503 on the line. I'm speaking to.
Hello?
Yes.
I would like to discuss the HBCU problem that's been going on.
Go for it. You're on the line right now.
I am 14 years old, and I'm thinking about going to college at HBCU college. And I don't think that they should be letting transgender people into colleges because it's not fair to the women.
I mean, I'm with you on that. Now, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions here. Are you religious at all? Are you Christian?
Yes, I am Christian.
Would you go to a Christian college?
Yes, I would go to a Christian college, but sometimes the theology is mixed up, and therefore it's hard to credit the religious leaders there.
I understand what you mean, but the reason why I asked you that is because at a Christian college, you have less of a chance of having the whole transgender thing be a problem. Like in Virginia, you have Liberty University, some of the smaller town colleges, and also the Christian colleges. You won't have a lot of the strange things happening. But if you go into some of these bigger schools, you're going to have these issues. You're going to have a lot of transgender people. You're going to have people that come from all over the world with a lot of different kind of strange quirks. So if you want to avoid that kind of strange culture, go to a smaller town school. Also, consider a Christian college. What you could do, if you're able to, go visit a few places if you want to go. But my next question would be, why are you going to school? What's going to be your major when you go?
I would like to pursue music and maybe law.
Okay. Now, what kind of music? We talking about playing the instrument? You talking about arranging music?
Yes, I play the violin.
Okay. Now, I think the better option would be law. You could do violin like as maybe like a minor, something you would like to do as a hobby, but I think the better thing for you to do would be to get into law if you want to do it as a career. And then you got plenty of time. You're 14 years old. What's your, like in 9th grade, right?
Yes.
So I advise you throughout high school be taking courses that could potentially lead to a different thing once you get to be older. Or if you have an interest right now, take certain courses that are going to kind of develop that interest. If you are able to select civics or AP civics or something like that, do that. And then you're able to see what's going on with the law. If you would like it, talk to other people that are in college right now that are going for law. If you could talk to a lawyer, talk to them and see what they think about it and get a general feel of the whole field before you go into it, before you dedicate yourself to that particular field. So that's my advice to you.
Yes. And also concerning college, the college scam and stuff just showed how really corrupt the higher education could be. And that's a concern too, because what if I don't get into college because somebody's rich parents went ahead of me and got their kids into college?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely can happen for sure. So, personally, I was in college. I went to a community college first. I think the community college for me was better because of what I do. I'm a self-employed person. But depending upon what you do, college may not necessarily be the best route, and you want to research wherever you're going. I advise don't go to the bigger schools because these big schools, USC, a lot of these schools have corruption built in. If you're going for a very important thing where the particular school has a program specifically for that, or if you get a scholarship or something like that, that's different. Like if you're trying to be a doctor and you're giving the full ride scholarship to a big college, go for it. But if you're just trying to go and pursue a career and you're kind of unsure what you want to do, don't go to the big schools because the big schools are where it's the most corrupt and you're going to have the harder time getting in there for not really a big advantage. A lot of times the big schools are just name brands. It's just like wearing a pair of Jordans where you could wear a pair of, some Adidas flip-flops instead. It'll give you the same, it gets you from A to B at the end of the day. So that's pretty much where I stand on that one.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, bye.
All right, now take care. All right, shout out to the caller. Hopefully I'm able to give some good advice. And if you're still watching, youngin, I would say you're 14 years old. You got the right mindset. You're on the right track. Just be looking towards things that you might want to do, have different interests, and then just and do it that way. So shout out to the caller, 100%. You could also pursue a trade, tech school, if you want to do that, if you like working with your hands. But like I said, you got time right now. See, what happens is a lot of people, they go to college, and I did this in my first year. They go to college and then figure out what they want to do first. But really, you should be figuring out what you want to do in high school. You should be having your game plan once you get to be a senior. Like your first day of senior year, you should already have your college career mapped out. On your first day of your last year in high school, you should have your college career mapped out. That's how it should be. You shouldn't be going to college and using that first year to figure out what you want to do because you're wasting time. And time management is very important. So to anybody out there that's young, that wants to go to college, that's thinking about college, that's probably the best way to go about it. Have a game plan. I had a little bit of a game plan, but not really. I was still kind of lost about what I wanted to do. You know, and don't think that more money means a better result. Not at all. You might be able to just teach yourself a certain thing. Shout out to I always forgot to pronounce that name. Taco, that's right. They say I didn't go to college and I make $56 an hour as an electrician. There you go. You see, some people are able to just do different things. Really, all I have is an associate's degree. You know, that's all I have is an associate's degree. People think, "Are you so educated?" Not really. I mean, most of what I know right now about politics, I just read a lot. So from my reading and my understanding of just life, I'm able to, you know, figure out things that way. Oh, if you're good in math, hey, that's one thing about that. If you're good in math, the world is your oyster. You could do whatever you want because that's a skill that not everybody has. All you got to do is just kind of, you know, move it in the right direction. You could be a pilot, electrician, science, like you could do a lot of different things with math. Mastery of the English language. If you do certain things with that, you could be good with that as well. You know, yeah, reading is absolutely the key. You know, I have glasses. I'm not trying to be fancy over here. These are actual glasses because I can't really see. Because ever since a young boy, I was always with my nose in the book. I would read so much, my eyes got bad. And I still read a lot. I read more than I watch any kind of news right now. When I go and I'm looking at my my news for the day, I'm always on Google News, Breitbart, Fox News, CNN, CBS. I read everything. You know, and no, I can't see T-Pain at all. I'm totally blind. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, hey, I told you, hey, don't put these on. These ain't no, you know, some people have glasses with no lenses in them. No, these are glasses. So don't put them on. Just, you know, don't hurt yourself. You know, I'll be 35 this year. I've been wearing glasses for like almost how many years? Almost 30 years. About 27 years. So it is what it is. And shout out to everybody. I think I got all the super chats. Let me see. Check out Definition. I saw Definition in the theater actually. That was a pretty good movie. But let me get to my next call. Nippin, what's happening?
Not much. How you doing?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, I saw the Cher defending Trump's immigration policy.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that?
I didn't watch it. I rarely watch stuff on my conservative channel.
Okay. Did you see her tweet?
Yeah, it was on the thumbnail of your video. It keeps showing up on my liberal channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably because I always watch your streams on that channel too.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Yeah. And yeah, that was an absolute disgrace. An African attacked over wearing a MAGA hat.
That's right.
Oh my God, what an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, it's crazy, but hey.
I mean, if someone was wearing a Bernie bro hat and they got attacked, I would still say that's wrong.
100%.
It's not like I'm going to say, oh, they were Democrats, they deserved it. I would say no. It's an absolute disgrace, regardless of your political affiliations.
That's right.
Yeah. On my liberal channel, someone's saying, yeah, that's just that's not my real personality, because I don't want to end up in YouTube jail.
I'm with you. You're just trying to protect yourself a little bit here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then male college no, I'm sorry. I just don't agree with this transgender thing. I'm sorry, I just don't. Yeah. I'm okay. Look, gay marriage, fine. Lesbian marriage, fine. You can be bisexual. But please do not change the way you were born. Honestly.
That's right. I'm with you.
Oh. Yeah. And did you hear about the Notre Dame in Paris?
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. Situation. They talk about trying to rebuild, but you know that it took them like what 100 years to build that or more.
They have specialist architect. They have specialist engineers for that. There was a cathedral in Lincoln, which is about 200 miles north of where I live.
Okay.
And that was built around the same time frame as the Notre Dame. And it caught fire in like the 1700s, like during the same time period as the American War for independence. But yet they managed to get it fixed to its former glory.
Okay. Yeah. Now, hopefully they're able to repair everything that's going on here. Hopefully they're able to fix it.
Yeah. They usually are. They usually are able to.
Right.
But then that was a tragedy. Yes, but then with all these SJWs, now they're trying to blame the whole climate change thing.
Oh, really? Climate change for
Did you not see AOC's tweet?
They're trying to blame they're trying to blame the fire on climate change for real.
Yep. Did you not see AOC's tweet?
I did not see it.
Proof she's gone senile. I'm sorry.
Early onset senile, huh?
Yeah, and a lot of people about Tulsi Gabbard running for no. Do yourself a favor and join the Republican Party. She's liked by a lot of people on the right.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is I'm not really sure if her policies will all the way line up. She's a moderate kind of person, so I'm not really sure if she would be for Second Amendment, you know, being anti-abortion. I'm not really sure if she'd be for some of the core principles.
Yeah, but she's liked by a lot on the right, apparently.
But see, she's kind of like without a country. She has no country because she wants to, you know, kind of be both, but you can't really be both. You have to be one or the other, because at a certain point, it's going to come down to making decisions. And if you can't make a decision about certain things, then it's like, what are we doing?
Apparently, when Trump was first took the oath of office, she was on the short list of being his Secretary of State. I know it sounds crazy, but she was on the short list alongside, obviously, the now gone Rex Tillerson, Mitt Romney, and Rudy Giuliani.
See, she could be good for a position like that. She could be good for that because you don't have to necessarily be on one side or the other necessarily. But we're talking about being the president. That's a whole different ball of wax. But she could be good for a lower position.
Yeah, I mean, Trump actually had her listed as a potential Secretary of State. I'm not joking.
Right. I mean, it could happen.
Yeah. But, I mean, it sounded crazy to me because she's a Democrat.
I mean, things will happen, though. It's not really too far-fetched because if she's able to do the job well, then it's all right.
Somehow, I found a leaked thing in something of Hillary's thing of potential. Well, it never happened. But apparently, she wanted Sheryl Sandberg, the COO
of
Facebook, to be her Secretary of the Treasury, and Howard Schultz as Secretary of Labor.
I mean, yeah, Howard Schultz. I mean, that'll fit. That'll definitely fit for them. Yes.
I don't see why they are blaming Trump for having a corporate cabinet.
I mean, it makes sense because the thing about it is these people understand what they're doing. They're experienced and they have know-how. I mean, if he does not have anybody from corporate America, who's he going to have? Just regular guys people on the street?
If I was a president, I would much rather have a banker as my secretary of the Treasury.
Yeah, because they're going to do their job well. Because they're experienced with what they're doing. I don't want to have a guy that has no idea what's going on. I want to have skilled and qualified people in that position.
Same way, if I was president, I would probably pick for Secretary of State, I would probably pick a business person because they're well-traveled.
Exactly, 100%.
Yep, and...
Well, I gotta go to get to my next call here, so give me like 30 seconds to wrap it on up.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, okay, well, yeah.
NIMBY and Time Mag, what of them?
It's kind of it's talking about the top 100, but I gotta get to my next call. So if you want to comment on that, go ahead. But I gotta get to my next call here.
Okay, yeah. What of the Time Mag then? What happened?
The top 100 list. Did you see it?
Not really. I'll take a look soon.
All right, well, check it out, man. But I'm gonna get to my next call. Thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
And I'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday.
All righty.
Peace.
All right, thank you for the call, Nippin. Definitely appreciate you. Nadler, you're a newser, Nadler. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Let me get to my next call. 404, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? Hello.
Hey, Anthony. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, Anthony. I see you had your friend Nippin on. He was... Nippin was going mad, wasn't he, Anthony?
I don't know what you mean.
Whatever, Anthony. I'm so happy, Anthony. I'm getting ready to go to college, Anthony.
Why are you going to college?
Because Spelman letting trans women in, Anthony. You up there talking about Morehouse, Anthony. You need to be worried about Spelman, Anthony.
Oh, why Spelman?
Because that's where they let us women go, Anthony.
Oh, you mean
education, Anthony.
Oh, okay. So you want to go there? I mean, why not go to a regular school?
Any of the regular school, Anthony. What are you talking about?
I'm saying there's other schools that you don't have to that you can go to. Why go to that one specifically? Is it so special?
Because it's for women only, Anthony.
Oh, okay. I see. So you want to be around actual women.
Excuse me, Anthony. I am a woman, Anthony.
Hey, whatever you say, whatever you want to identify as.
100% woman, Anthony.
Hey, whatever you want to identify.
Yes, ma'am, boo.
Oh, okay. There you go. Right on. It's ma'am.
And what's with your friend Brandon Tatum, Anthony?
What happened?
I heard they kicked him out of school today, Anthony.
Yeah, he went to a college campus and they kicked him off campus because people got triggered by his MAGA hat. So I don't know. He probably had the police called on him and they took him off the campus. But he was just there to speak as always, and they couldn't handle it.
He had on a hat like yours, Anthony.
Well, not like this one here, but he had on a "Make America Great Again" hat, and it didn't like that. So they got triggered, called the police on him, and kicked him off the campus.
You could have just told him that he had to make Atlanta great again. He had to make Atlanta gay again. Anthony.
Well, that's not what he had on, so I can't control that.
Well, Anthony, you just want to be mad because you know that MAGAs really stand for making Atlanta gay again. Anyway, boo.
It does not stand for that, but go ahead.
Well, Anthony. And what they trying to do with Jesse, Anthony? Why that lady gonna sit there and say that about him like that, Anthony?
And that's how she feels. She said he was a washed up celebrity and all this and that. So, I mean, that's her opinion. I mean, the lady, she crooked already, so it shouldn't come as no surprise that she would call him washed up. And she also called R. Kelly a pedophile. I mean, you agree with that, don't you?
No.
So you don't think that R. Kelly is, guilty of what he was charged of?
No.
Why not?
He can come on here and bump and grind me whenever he wants to, Anthony.
Okay. All right. That's a little
But
specific.
anywho,
Yeah.
but you know what? They can talk about Jesse all they want, Anthony. We don't even care because he ain't washed up, but I'll wash him down. But anyway, Anthony, I just want to tell you, I ain't found no more statues, Anthony.
Okay. Ain't going to be no more. And it don't even matter because they ain't going to do nothing to you. They're just statues. What are they going to do to you?
Well, I don't know what they gonna do. That don't make me feel no type of way, Anthony. It's just a statue. I don't know why people get mad at him.
That's what I'm saying because it ain't nothing but a statue. It can't hurt you. It ain't going to harm you. It is what it is.
So we finally agreed on something.
There we go. We agree on that. I'm surprised for the first time.
Now you just need to come on over and start watching CNN, and you'll be all right, Anthony.
I'm gonna pass on that. I can't do no CNN, none of that crazy stuff. Give me my regular news. If CNN wouldn't be so crazy to the left, I might be able to watch it. But right now, I can't do nothing with it.
Well, Anthony, me and Bud, we gonna come and find you and bring you to the rainbow, Anthony, because you just off the plantation, Anthony. I just don't know what's wrong with you.
I'm good. I'm good over here.
Gonna have me to come get you.
No.
I'm gonna bring cousin Angie too.
You gonna bring who?
Cousin Angie.
Angie.
You know who cousin Angie is, Anthony. Don't trip, boo. You know.
You talking about Stacey M1 Abrams tank?
No, I'm talking about Angie Rod, boo. And yes, Stacey Abrams is running for Senate, boo. Nah.
And she gonna lose again, so it don't even really matter.
Whatever. I'm gonna be working on her campaign.
Hey, go for it. Have fun on the campaign. She gonna lose, so you can just have fun, be out there talking to people, but it don't even really matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going door to door, and hopefully I go to the right door and maybe Kevin from Kevin's Corner with that nice shiny black ball head open the door, Anthony.
Well, okay, that's nice. That's nice. Shout out to my man coming from Kevin's Corner. Shout out to everybody.
With that big birdie beard.
All right. Look, family show now. Come on, let's get it together.
I'm sorry. You know I don't be meaning to mean no harm. But anywho, Anthony, I'm finna go because it's Wednesday. I'm finna go down here to the Plum Bar in Atlanta. We gonna have us a little fun, Anthony.
Well, hey, enjoy yourself.
Hey, when you gonna have your show with my favorite people on, Anthony?
Hey, we gonna do it soon. I'm gonna call everybody, get everybody on the right page, get everybody on the schedule, and we gonna do that show very soon with all the Brexit folks, everybody, if we can.
You need to tell your friend Amazing. I said, don't be making no more videos about no males no more, Anthony. I don't like that, Anthony. He hurt my feelings.
Hey, that's his opinion. Hey, don't get mad about that. That's how he feels. That's his opinion.
You can't knock it till you try it, Anthony.
I'll pass.
Get him in there. Whatever, Anthony. You gonna pass me along, whatever, Anthony. But I'm gonna go, Anthony. You just tell Luke. All
right. Let's relax. Let's relax. Go ahead and start on off.
Calm me down.
All right, just chill. It's all good.
I was
right.
just humoring Ken.
All right. You have a good night, sir.
Yes, ma'am, Anthony.
All right.
Where you trying to sneak that in? Bye, Anthony.
All right now. All right. Shout out to the caller. I think that is Kevin's Corner. I think. Because we were talking about it for a long time. If you're just now coming in, that's a consistent caller that calls in, that trolls, messing with me. It's not Lucas. I think it's Kevin from Kevin's Corner. What y'all think? Because he just had his show, and then he got off, and now all of a sudden he's calling in right at that particular moment. So it's probably him. So shout out to my man Kevin from Kevin's Corner, my dog. Yeah, I hit him with the sir, for sure. Yeah, it could be Kevin. I don't know. It could be anybody. It's probably somebody that I know, but who knows? Yeah, I do need to set that up though, just because I gotta just call everybody, get them on the same page. I know Brandon wants to do it, but Brandon is super busy. I like to get Candace on, but Candace is way too busy. I don't even want to, she has no time at all. Oh, I have caller ID sound mixer. That's how I'm able to say the area code. Rapper 10,000 says, tell Tyler Perry stop calling here. All right, let me get to the next call. 805, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
What?
805. Who am I talking
shit.
to? Yeah, and caller, please no cussing for me.
Oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, dude, I have a lot to talk to you about.
Alrighty, so what's going on?
What do you think about the run-up of the Democratic, what do you call them, nominees for the presidential election in 2020?
Okay, for the Democrat nominees is kind of a poor lineup. They really don't have anybody. It's slim pickings over there. If it were a buffet, I'd be disappointed. I'd be coming back to the table with an empty plate. There's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, I know there's not a whole lot going on. But what would you pick? Like, top three?
Top three Democrats, if I had to pick from that side, well, there's nobody I would pick personally, but I put my mind in a Democrat. If I was a Democrat, the top three would be I don't even know, man. I can't do that. I'll just say three people. I'll put it to you like this. Here are the most. Who has the best chance over there right now is Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, of course.
Joe Biden and maybe Kamala Harris. But that's
Harris.
Yeah, I mean they nobody just to be clear. Nobody has a chance over there. Nobody's really going to be able to be successful. So it doesn't matter.
I know that, but it's going to be a circus race. It's going to be an absolute grab for whoever has the most whatever you can give to the community. How many handouts can you give to the people that are going to vote for you?
Reparations,
and
free college, free Medicare, free this, free that.
Yeah. I just want to know what it's going to be like. I mean, it's going to be better than MMA.
They should just get into the ring and duke it out old school style. Like, I don't mean a boxing ring. I'm talking about the Coliseum and give them spears like it's 300. Do that. That's what I want to see.
Dude, that's going to be great. Anyway, final thing. Do you think Beto will have a chance at all?
No, because he's a heterosexual white male. So no chance. I mean, there's no black wife, black kids, nothing. He has, because the whole thing about the Democratic Party has been anti-white male, especially cisgender heterosexual white male. That's been their whole campaign strategy over the past 5 to 6 years. So how are you going to run a guy that you've run against for years?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're going quite extreme here. And because you have Omar and Ocasio doing their thing, and you have the other Democrats not even speaking about it, but the Speaker of the House coming down on it. It's I don't know where it's at, but I don't feel like it's going to be good.
Okay. No doubt, man. But thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Take it easy, man.
All right, now take care. All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, nobody has a real chance on that side. I keep trying to tell them, but you know what? They don't want to hear me, and that's fine. I'm glad they don't want to hear me because they're going to put in a loser that's going to get smashed. They're going to put in a jobber. That's an old school wrestling term. If you don't know what a jobber is, that's a person that goes out in the ring for the purpose of losing. That's all they do. They're not going to be a name. They're not trying to build their career for real. It's just a loser. That's their whole job. So they're going to put out a jobber on the left, a Pete Booty Judge, whatever his name is. They're going to put him out there. He's going to get smashed in all 50 states. He'll win California or something like that, but he's not going to be able to think about it. Strategically, you have to be able to win states that Trump won in 2016. You have to assume that Trump's going to be able to keep those same states. You got to be able to win them from him. So how are you going to do that with Pete Buttigieg? How are you going to do that? Like, what about him screams election stealer? You know, what about him? What about him screams spoiler? He's a jobber. He's going to lose. All right. 470 on the line. I'm speaking to.
Hello?
407, yes, you're on the line.
Oh, sweet. One second. Yeah, I just kind of like as a liberal, I just kind of wanted to, I like to listen to right-wing YouTubers, I guess, and just as a liberal, I just always kind of had a problem with just how the right likes to paint the left as like we're all these SJWs and everything, because we're not, right? That's actually like a minority of us, right?
Well, I'm not going to paint all people with a brush. I'm just going to say when I see the SJW stuff happening, it's always a liberal person doing it. But go ahead.
No, it's not always, because I mean, an SJW is someone who likes to use their feelings and use their emotions over actual facts. That's what I consider an SJW. So like when people start talking about like, oh, we should use religion to dictate our policy making, that's also an SJW in my eyes.
Is
right?
that an SJW really? Is that how you feel? So, okay, what does SJW stand for?
Social justice warrior, right? So it's someone who...
So religion is... So people are talking about religion. I think it's been around since the beginning of man. That's somehow like... That puts you in the category of an SJW?
When you allow your irrational beliefs to dictate policy, sure. So
okay,
if you want to say,
here's the question I have. Here's the question I have.
Sure, go for it.
What is an example of how religion is used by the right to dictate policy?
Like the whole argument for why gay marriage should be banned, right? Like that's probably like my biggest argument for that.
Okay, now I'm against gay marriage, and I don't have I'm not even religious.
Well, why are you against gay marriage then?
I'm against gay marriage because it opens the door to other things.
Like what?
Because when you're talking about legal things, it's always a precedent set, and then once that becomes what it is, law of the land, it's going to be the next thing. It's the same reason why I'm against. I'm gonna get to the essence of it in a minute. Let me just get there. Okay. It's the same reason why I'm against drugs being legal. To be more specific, I'm against weed being legal. Not because weed is bad necessarily. It's because once you make weed legal, you remove that whole taboo status from it. You remove that from being a drug that's like kind of a line of demarcation, kind of a barrier between it and other drugs. So once weed is now no longer taboo, it's legal, you're going to put a different drug in weed's place. Methamphetamine, different kind of opiates, put them in the counter. And then with gay marriage, the next thing is, well, okay, we got gay marriage. That's cool. But what about if I want to be gay and be married to a young person? How about 15 years old? You see what I'm saying? That's the next step.
No, but that's not that you're not that you are. Do you actually believe that? Come on. Like,
okay,
do you actually think that that's a slippery? Because that's such a hold on, because that's such a slippery slope, right? Like, come on, like, we're not going to say like, oh, well, like 2 consenting adults. That's where I draw the line, right? It's a very clear line for me. 2 consenting adults can pretty much do whatever they want, especially if 2 gay guys want to get married. Why the fuck not, right?
Hold on, caller, careful. No question, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay, but all right. Now I understand the whole thing what you're saying, but you don't understand how these people work. It's always going to be the next thing. Always. We've seen a boy that's 10 years old stripping in a club with gay men throwing him money. He was on television, sir. On Good Morning America.
Those people should be in jail.
Sir, hold on. See, look, the reason why that happened, the reason why he was on Good Morning America or Michael Strahan, the reason why he was there is because we're starting to progress in society. Gay marriage, it's not really a big deal. Let's do the next thing. That's how it works. You don't understand it, but that's how it works. I predicted this would happen, and here we are. It's not even like it's a far-fetched thing. It's happening.
I mean, I would have to look into that, but I haven't seen
anybody in jail for putting a little boy in the strip club. This is what I'm talking about. So like I said, you're going to have the gay marriage thing. Then it's, what about young people? And you got a 10-year-old boy stripping for money in front of gay men. We're already here. It's not even something that I'm talking about that may happen. We're here now.
I mean, I would have to look up what you're talking about because I've never seen that. And I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm just, I will, like I just said. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that that's really a rational way to go about things, is it? Like, when we don't ban things because of, if we allow this, where does it stop? Because that's called a slippery slope, right? We ban things that actually have dangerous or problematic side effects, right? So like methamphetamines, we can clearly look at, meth is very dangerous to the brain. It's very problematic to the body. And you can make that same argument for marijuana. Right, but when it comes to gay marriage, you can't just say that. Where does it stop? You have to give me an actual solid example for why gay marriage should be banned. Because I think most people have a somewhat rational mindset, right? Like, people can understand and rationalize why we should ban something and why we should allow some things. Like, everyone's not just in this big slippery slope.
I mean, I think that the reason should be, marriage, just keep it the way it is. One man, one woman, because we don't want to start to change the definition and then have other things get added, because you're saying, okay, marriage, one man, one woman. If it gets changed to 2 men or 2 women, why not 1 man, 1 child? You see how that works?
Well, no, because I can give you a legitimate answer for why that shouldn't be allowed. Why children should not be allowed to marry adults?
Says
because
who?
Children are not in the mindset. Pardon?
Says who?
Well, no, I'm giving you the argument.
No, but you're saying that kids shouldn't be allowed to marry. I agree with you, but who is the grand arbiter of that? Who says that should be what it is? Is it just our opinion? What are you basing that on?
Well, I mean, laws are government, Supreme Court, stuff like that, I guess.
I mean, there's laws against marriage. There's laws against men getting married, so you can't use the law.
Well, not anymore. Well, the Supreme Court. Well, no, that's what the whole Supreme Court ruling was on, right?
It was a law, but now it's not anymore, so you can't use the law.
Well, no, laws can change over time, right? Like, we used to be able to we used to have slavery, but that changed, right?
That's right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you can't cite law as the reason why a thing would not happen, because, like you said, laws can change. Because what I said was, you had marriage between 1 man, 1 woman. Then you can have 1 man, 1 child. Or how about this? How about 1 man, 2 women? 1 man, 3 women. Why not?
Well, like I said, I think it's if they're consenting adults, I really don't care what they do. I guess I maybe have a more libertarian mindset than some liberals or some conservatives, even, I guess.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, just Well, hold on. I just want to give you I think that's a pretty good analogy. Like, I feel like this argument, or I think this argument probably was used, except for like during the Jim Crow era, for saying why black people shouldn't be able to vote. Well, like if we let black people vote, well, where does it end, right? So that, you're just
Jim
using
Crow.
slippery slope.
We could vote during Jim Crow, sir. You got your facts wrong. The thing about
Right,
Jim Crow,
you were able to, but then the literacy laws and everything. So right, okay, sure.
no,
So
we did vote during that time, sir. We did vote during that time. So let's just get our facts right, because there's records of us being very. No, sir. Let's get the facts right. We did vote during that time. There's records of us voting. We voted mostly Republican at a certain point. Then it became kind of like the way that most people do right now, was kind of like split 50-50. And then after the civil rights, that's when it became mostly Democrat. But we did vote for a long time. We got the right to vote after slavery was ended, like in the late 1800s. Right. So let's just get that right.
Well, hold on. Well, yeah, sure. Let's get this right. So, so you want to say the percentage of black people voting throughout the history? So during Reconstruction, black voting was very high because the Union was down in the South, making sure that black people had the right to vote and were able to utilize that right. But after Reconstruction, after the Union left, or the North left from the South, what happened? We had literacy laws. We had the KKK going in and like bullying black people or threatening black people to not vote. So after Reconstruction ended, the percentage of black voting decreased, right?
Okay, what's the percentage of blacks that voted during that time where you said all these negative things were happening versus right now? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the
Okay, I think my homework for you would be to look up what the percentage was back then versus right now, because I know a stat that might kind of
No, hold on. No, you can't. Don't talk that to me like this. Come on.
Hey, I could do that. Why not? It's my show.
Do you know?
Well,
do you know?
Do you know? I don't know. I don't know, but I do know. Sir. I mean, I'm not the one. I'm not the one making claims about blacks not really being able to vote that much, and it was a low percentage. You're making that claim, sir. So I want you, sir. Okay. I want you to back up your claim. I make that claim. You did. So back up your claim. So don't try to put it on me talking about, oh, do you know? I didn't make the claim. You did.
Well, you just made a claim earlier about. I guess your claim was black people did vote.
We did vote. It was legal. That's correct, and I'm right about that. I didn't say anything about the percentage. I said that we did vote, and we voted a lot because there's records of it. So I have just one last question for you guys.
So, are you trying to say that black voting did not increase after the Civil Rights Act was passed? Do you think that is an accurate statement?
I don't know if it increased or not. That's actually a good question. I really don't know.
Really?
Nah, I mean, because the thing about it is...
that's kind of a basic thing we learned in high school, or at least I learned.
Do you know?
Yes, unless my history teacher was lying to me.
From what percentage to what percentage?
Well, I don't have the exact percentage.
So you don't know then. So why you say you didn't know? You lied. Be honest.
No, I know it. No, please, because you're taking me out of context. I said
you said that you... Hold on, sir. Wait a minute. You said that you know that... Sir, wait a minute. You said that you know that voting increased after civil rights because of the laws that they passed, the VRA and all this and that. But you don't know the percentage it was before and the percentage after. So how do you know it increased?
Okay, I'm 98% certain that it increased after the civil rights bill was passed.
But you can't tell me how it increased. You can't tell me any kind of numbers. You can't tell me from what percentage to what percentage.
Okay, hold on. If you wanna wait about a minute, I can look it up. Google is
but wait a minute. You should know that already, because you should be able to have the information in your mind already. You should know what it was. You should be able to say a ballpark 20% and 30%. I don't know. You should be able to say something like that. If you don't have that information, it means you don't know. You're assuming that it did, but you don't know. Am I right about that? Okay. You're assuming that it did because logically it makes sense, right?
No, I mean, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, I remember learning about this in history or AP U.S. history.
So what did you learn? That after the Civil Rights Act, then it just opened the doors up for all kind of blacks to vote, and then we just we went out to the polls in massive numbers and voted more than ever before. Was that what you learned in school?
No, I learned that after I learned that the Civil Rights passing the Civil Rights Act allowed or prevented or banned stuff like poll taxes, like what was the other thing? Literacy tests, which were indiscriminately or disproportionately affecting black people. So after those things were ended, yes, more black people were able to vote.
So
like,
so from that,
right?
you just assumed that more of us went out there and voted than ever before. That's your assumption, but you don't know that.
Well, like I said, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Historical reported voting rates, the U.S. government. Sorry, my internet's a little slow, so it might.
Take your time, man. It's all good.
All right. Cool.
And I'm talking to the chat right quick. Thank you to everybody in the chat for waiting. I definitely appreciate you guys. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Nathan Shield for the super chats. I'll read those in a minute. And shout out to the caller. I'm looking forward to seeing his information. But I'm talking right now, so we don't have total dead air.
All right, yeah, go for it. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of looking at.
It's all good. I'll be down there in a minute, T-Pain, for the cookie for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I just kind of going back to your thing when it came to gay marriage and are you a religious person?
No, I'm not at all.
Okay, then because I've never really heard a rational, or at least what I would consider a rational argument against gay marriage. Because I mean,
your
it's two
opinion.
consenting adults.
But what did we find on the voting? Did you find anything?
Still looking at it.
Okay. I mean, we kind of on limited time,
Okay.
so I'll give you like one more minute, but
All right.
All right.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
So hold on. So do you actually? Oh, fuck. Do you know when the Civil Rights Bill was passed? Like what year?
1964.
1964. Yep. All right. So, in 1964. So nearly 60% of African American voters went to the polls in 1964, a level that wouldn't be reached again until President Obama's first election in 2018. All black turnout in presidential years have been increasing for legislative and flattened midterm elections.
Okay, so I mean, like the whole thing was after the Civil Rights Act and before. Do you have that number?
No, I'm not. I'm probably not going to be able to find that in time. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. But I want you to think a little bit differently, man. I don't want to be condescending or anything. I just want to think a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, no, I mean,
because
I'm
gonna say this.
Trying to understand people.
A lot of what you learned in school, I learned as well, and then from just living and people, telling me different things and doing my own independent research. When I was still kind of on the left, I was able to formulate different opinions based on new information that I did not have before. Well,
new information from where?
All over the place. Reading books, non-biased sources, journals, just everything. I read everything, left, right, center, different countries. I read everything. I'm a reader. That's what I do every day, all day.
That's good.
That's part of, so that I just read a lot. And I'm going to tell you one last thing before we go. Did you know that if you make 30 grand, 70% of you do not vote at all? 30 grand or less, 70% do not vote. There's a lot of poverty in the black community. I'll leave that right there. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Sure. All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. But yeah, man. Hey, hopefully my man goes out there, does some more reading and some information. It was funny when he said that blacks couldn't vote during Jim Crow. See, I thought that too, though. I thought that too because I didn't know any better. Nobody really told me anything. But one last call, then I'm out. I didn't know any better. SOBC, you on the line. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Anthony? That was a good lesson.
Hey, I try to teach. I try to teach my best, man, just to, to educate. That's why I'm here.
Now I see why you say you did debating when you were little, right?
I mean, look, I'm the only child, right? And then I'm in a single parent household. My mother was on her debate team and was winning trophies, and my dad was too. So if I'm with mom, I gotta negotiate and try to debate with her all day, and the same thing with dad. So that's my natural environment.
That was good. But anyway, I just called. There was a caller about maybe 5, 6, 7 callers back that talked about conservatives. He talked about conservatives embracing gay. Oh, no, he was talking about the black community and how they're trying to divide black men against homosexuals and conservatives embracing homosexuality. And I think the reason why we're failing right now, why conservatives are failing now, is because we've started embracing these things like homosexuality. You know, the reasons why the black community is failing is because they've started embracing things like homosexuality. And to me, when I see a homosexual, it's like seeing a transgender. You know, to me, they're the same people. You know, I see someone who's traumatized. I see someone going through pain. You know, so to me, they're the same people. So this idea of embracing homosexuality in the conservative movement, I think it's a horrible idea. And if it does, conservatives are going to continue to fail. And yeah, that's my opinion on that.
I mean, I definitely see that point for sure, because you kind of embracing this destructive culture, and then with that comes a lot of different things that you can't really sustain if you want to press forward.
Right. Exactly. I mean, no one's forcing, no one's trying to impose, trying to tell homosexuals to live a certain way, but just embracing it. I mean, I'm not going to go and tell a homosexual, oh, you're living a wrong life. No, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, I would never vote for a homosexual. If a conservative homosexual was running for anything, I would never vote for them. I wouldn't vote for them, because to me, I see someone who's traumatized, and I'm not going to vote for such an individual. You know.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah. Anyway, great show, ABL, as always. Keep up the great work, and we'll always be here supporting. Go have them cookies, man.
Will do, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
All right, now. All right. Thank you to my man SOBC for the call. And that's going to be a wrap for me. Thank y'all for joining. I most certainly appreciate you. And shout out to the last super chat here from my man Nathan Shield, who says, let me see. The Democratic Party is broke in 4 parties. You got the extreme, the crazies, the moderates, and the establishment people. He also says the next thing is children after gay marriage. That's correct. I mean, we're here already. You got this little boy. Never would I ever think you would have a boy dressed in drag dancing for money. Never would I. And then it's like he's on TV. Good Morning America, network TV, and like it's not even a big deal. It was a TV show where they were following this boy as he was transitioning while he was underage, and then I think for his 18th birthday they cut his penis off. And people talking about, oh, you're being paranoid. Am I? We're here already. I see what's coming. I can see the tea. I can read the tea leaves. They never stop. That's right, Nathan. He also says, see how the white Democrat is getting mad about losing the ABL. Hey, man, it's all good, man. Hopefully he's able to learn something from that, man. I don't really mean to, you know what I mean? And he also says, look up Nixon, Vice President, 1957 Civil Rights Act. Yes, there was one before LBJ in 64. Yep. And shout out to Matt McKee for the donation. Definitely appreciate you on that one. That will be a wrap for me. Thank y'all for being here. And what do we got? Shout out to the mods, pardon me. We have 1 second. We got Zero Cool, P. Ariza, Dan Larkin, Dina Jones, and so 1961. Hip Hop Independent, Isaac, aka Protocol, Cynthia Webb, Nick Taylor, T-Pain, Zealand Zen, Bapai, Lucha Milo, Omar, Adam Shreves, Mark Anthony, Bill from the Hills, Catherine McKay. Let me see. Did I already call T-Pain? Yep. Sushi, Friends, Liza Jean, and Michelle A. You guys are great. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Thank you for what you do all the time. Definitely appreciate you. And that will be a wrap. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.